Yeah. Feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly, I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate. Elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate. Elevate, elevate. I had to elevate. I'm way too fly. Yeah, I'm feeling myself. Ain't no chance I'm coming down, no. Got a soul view to myself. Yeah, why would I give it up? Why do they want to come take my place? I work too hard for it, don't need a replacement. This my vocation. Now I got rollies all in rotation. Hop on the jet just to take a vacation. Remember the moments was trapped in the basement. Now the hard work is all taking me places. Starting all bad like we trapped in the matrix. Bet on myself and go ball out in Vegas. Living a life like I'm rich and I'm famous. Don't see the grind that I know that it came with. I ain't make it this far for myself. I had to prove to everybody else. I had to bounce, so I had to renovate. I know they hate when you elevate. The second of losses, I'm handing them out. Yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment. I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly. I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate. Elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate. Elevate, elevate.
Yo, mic check. Do y'all hear me?
When you elevate. Elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate. Yeah. I had to elevate. Ooh, yeah. Why they wanna bring me down?
Music just louder than you.
So much drunk, yeah, I almost drowned in it. I can't come it down. Yo, I'm way too fired up.
How about right now?
Oh, you clear. You was clear before.
You clear?
The music louder than you. Yeah, the music be banging. You said, where Kendrick at?
I don't know what Kendrick doing. Where is Kendrick? That's a good question. When you see Kendrick, ask him where he at.
Well, Kendrick ain't there. He in that lab, man. He in that lab.
Salute to everybody in the building, man. Salute to everybody in the building, man. We got so much to talk about.
Frequent salute.
Salute frequent.
Texas 16, Chris, Andrew Charles, salute.
Salute. So much to talk about this evening. Ray Davis, how you doing this evening?
Man, it's been a blessing, man. You know what it is. It's been a while, Clay. You know, we talk every day, but it's been a while being on this screen, man.
On this platform.
It comes alive right here. This is where we at. Ariana. Salute.
Ariana, Queen. Salute. Oh, I got salute Ariana. What's goody? Let's see what we on that. We on there, Nan. Oh man. Salute to Dub C, well connected in the building. Salute, man. We got so much to talk about. We got a big pay-per-view card coming up this week, another PBC, PBC The Zone collaboration, Golden Boy collaboration this weekend. Kind of expensive. It's kind of expensive. You know what I mean? The card kind of expensive, y'all. You know what I mean? $88.99. I don't know why they just pushing it. Why don't you just say $90 or $89.99? What the $88.99 about? We can talk about that later. You know what I'm saying? That's a new number. I'm not familiar with that $88.99 number. I'm not familiar with it. Yeah, Charles Edward, I'm telling you, $88.99. It is what it is.
That was the equal out the pesos in Mexico, my friend.
Hey, man, I don't know nothing about that, man. Shout out to my Mexicans.
Shout out.
Yeah, they putting a lot of money into it. I mean, I don't honestly, guys. I haven't done the research, so don't quote me, but I don't know who really's on this undercard.
Or no,
on the Jaime Munguia Canelo Alvarez. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, they did move a lot of fighters around, didn't they?
Yeah, bro. I mean, I heard it was supposed to be Boots on there, but clearly we know he ain't going to be on this card.
Right.
So
and
so
and
we'll talk about it all.
It's also supposed to be what's the name fighting De Los Santos, which De Los Santos is still supposed to be on the card, if I'm not mistaken. But
no, De Los Santos was on the Frank Martin and Tank Davis card.
Sir. Oh, Barrios, yes, Barrios is on it. Yep.
Okay, Barrios. Right. Okay, who he fighting? Right.
And then so what's the name? Stanionis is supposed to be on the card with Barrios too, right? He's supposed to be on the undercard.
Maybe. I think I did hear something about Stanionis. So I don't know. It's $88.99, dog. So I would have hoped that I would have known who's been on there. You know what I mean? HLD in the building. You know what it is. And Vergil Ortiz. Yo, first, shout out to Charles Edward Cheese. Yo, Charles Edward Cheese. When we were talking about, I'm gonna jog your memory. When we were talking about Vergil Ortiz fighting Thomas Delorme, and I was like, I don't know, man, Thomas Delorme, you know what I mean? He gonna give him some good rounds. And you was like, boys, you out your mind? That thing is going under 3. You was like under 3 or under 4. I don't know if you remember, but salute to you, bro. I was out of pocket. I just wasn't in my right mind. Vergil Ortiz made short work out of that boy with a crazy body shot. We're gonna talk about that body shot. We definitely gonna talk about, does that even mean anything going into this fight with Tim Tszyu? What did that fight mean to anybody here? What did that fight that Vergil Ortiz had at a catch weight at a 155.6, stopping that guy, stopping Thomas Delorme the way he did? What does that even mean about this fight with him and Tim Tszyu? We're gonna talk about it. Because that fight has a lot of implications to it. They want to put him in, they want to put him between him and Tim Tszyu. They're trying to make themselves a mandatory to the fight, whoever the winner is between Terrence Crawford and Ismail Madrimov. So what did it mean? Yeah, exactly, Chris, right? It said nothing. A big old nothing burger. Super pause. Ortiz going to need to be much harder to, good pause, Charles. Good pause. That was a good, well-placed pause, Charles, but let's read it. Speaking of bodies, super pause, Ortiz gonna need to be much harder to beat Tim Tszyu. 100%. I agree with you, Charles. Look, he's going into this fight with a record 21, 0 losses, 21 stops. On paper, this fight is a big deal, and I would, anybody who feels like Ortiz is a favorite of some sort, or maybe you have a lot of confidence in Ortiz going into this fight. On paper, I can't argue with you, but we're going to talk about all these X factors, all these variables that I don't know if people are counting in their mind when they're weighing out how effective they're expecting him to be against Tim Tszyu, because Vergil Ortiz I don't think the paper really tells his story as well. I don't think that 21 wins, 0 losses, and 21 stops really properly expose who he really is going to this fight. There's a lot of questions that need to be answered about Vergil Ortiz, and I don't know if we got those answers in the 2 fights he's had ever since he's made his comeback from his little medical conditioning that he was healing from. So we'll see how that turns out.
Right.
Tank Davis and Floyd Mayweather in their regular fashion, rare form. Tank Davis has a fight in about a month, and what happens? Him and Floyd are going at it in the public. Right? Is it real? Isn't it real? Some of it real. I think there's truth everywhere, but I could definitely see the time, and it definitely has a Kanye West energy about it. Like the way he's just dropping coincidentally on that time. But we're going to talk about that too. Rumors of Floyd Mayweather being held against his will potentially out there in Dubai. Supposedly there may be some money issues that are being dealt with by not letting him leave the country, or Floyd has answered and replied and said that he's doing business. He's traveling all around the world trying to make generational wealth for him and his kids. But at the same time, he told Bill Haney.
Who the fuck is that guy?
He told Bill Haney that he do whatever he got to do for his kids, that he disconnect from them when they're not listening to him, but he's still building for them and he wants to see them be great. So he's out there handling business. So we're going to talk about that as well. And we're going to talk about whatever else comes up, right? Because we also have Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. And I keep telling you guys, Tyson going to put hands on that boy. I keep telling y'all, now they done made it a sanctioned fight. It's going to go on Tyson's record. It's going to go on Jake Paul's record. We're going to talk about it too. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about it too. Sometimes you got to, you know what I mean? You don't play boxing. A wise man once told me, you don't play boxing. We're going to find out.
Today.
Yeah, I do, Charles. They might just, they just might, Charles. They just might. You all right? Let me see. Barrios versus McDonald, little brother. Figueroa versus Agasayo. This is the Canelo undercard. Okay.
Yeah. I got the undercard I sent you in the private chat. You got the whole thing.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna check it out. And we're gonna talk about Frank Martin and Tank Davis as well. But let's start with Vergil. So it's Virgil's fresh in my brain. He just had a card this Saturday. We had Vergil Ortiz as a co-main event on there. Jose Ramirez is the main fighter on there fighting against Barthélemy. We had Jojo Diaz on that card as well, against Oscar Duarte on that card as well. Oscar Duarte did well. Jojo Diaz didn't. You know what I'm saying? But in putting perspective on it, Jojo showed some possibilities, right? Some potential. He had that dog in him. I think personally, he just fought the wrong fight. I just think he fought the wrong kind of fight with that caliber of puncher in there. I thought he was really trying to be a dog with somebody he probably should have been more of a boxer with. You know what I mean? I don't know. I know you were kind of caught up that night, tied up a little bit, Ray. Did you get an opportunity to see that fight, or?
Oh yeah. What fight? Matter of fact, that's the question. What fight? Did I get an opportunity to see what? Yeah. No.
Yeah. Exactly,
I saw what happened. If that's what you're asking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jojo tried to be a dog in
there.
there.
As far as it being a fight, my brother, it was a mean one.
He tried to be a dog in there with somebody he shouldn't have been a dog with, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oscar Duarte was just constantly clipping him. He said, Duarte sort as hell, bro, strong like bull, dumb like tractor. Yeah, man. I mean, Duarte did what Jojo Diaz allowed him to do by participating in the fight that Oscar Duarte wanted to be in. He didn't really test Oscar Duarte, and I don't think anything telling happened in that fight to make a decision as to whether or not Oscar Duarte has improved. Has he gotten better? What do we think about him in that weight class division? Did that say anything? I don't know. I don't know if it did for me. And then the reality is he couldn't even stop Jojo. Even though they stopped it, the ref did jump in there, but I thought that was more of a mercy stop. Just like you can't win the fight. You are getting a lot of punishment, but at no point did I feel like Jojo was going anywhere.
Right. Exactly.
Salute
Thomas Hill.
Oh, for sure. Salute Thomas Hill in the building. HLD Jojo washed solid journeyman. Yeah. You know what I mean? Nothing too much to say about Jojo Diaz in that fight.
She's a gatekeeper at this point. Absolutely.
Right. And then we had obviously Vergil Ortiz against Thomas Delorme. And like I said, I don't know if that fight said anything to me. Vergil, once again, I'm gonna tell you what I saw that caught my eye. Number one, he didn't make 154 pounds again. Right? He didn't make 154, and he's getting ready to go and compete against Tim Tszyu for a mandatory spot. I think, is there an interim title involved in that fight? Am I correct? Between Vergil,
it could be.
I think there's an interim WBA.
Yeah, it's gonna put them in position. Absolutely.
Right. I think that they put that's an interim WBA title that's going to be on the line, and I think that's the way that they're actually going to get that. Interim, right? HLD, yeah. Right. So that's the way that they're trying to go ahead and get that mandatory against the winner between Madrimov and Bud, being that Madrimov is a WBA champion, right?
Right.
So he's going to be on weight. He's going to have to be at 154 to compete and get that interim title. And just like Ryan Garcia,
someone Golden Boy fighters,
140, huh?
Said something with Golden Boy fighters, ain't it?
Those Golden Boy fighters talk about it.
Can't stay off like Ryan Garcia, bro.
Just like Ryan Garcia. Yeah. Just like Ryan Garcia, he's not hitting weight. Now, I'm gonna say Vergil Ortiz, I believe, is way more professional than Ryan Garcia when it comes to this topic, and I expect him to be on weight when he fights against Tim Tszyu. But my question is, how effective and who is he going to be at 154? Can we count on him to be who he's been at 155.6 at 154? What do you say? What say you, Ray Davis?
I don't know. I mean, that extra pound makes a difference. You know what I mean? That's like your last pound that you're trying to fight to get off. Can he be? You know what I mean? Because when he's at 147, he made a lot of his fights, but he also missed a lot of his weights too. That's why he moved up, because he just couldn't handle it. And then when he was trying to make the weight, he was killing himself. So now he's in another division where he's feeling good. Maybe they're telling him to do it, to just get his health right. But bro, again, this is another example of what happens in this world of Golden Boy. You know what I mean? Like, fighters are not making weight, and they're still going out there and dominating these fights, coming in bigger than they supposed to with more power.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, do the belts matter, or does the wins matter? That's what it comes down to.
Right. ASVP TV, salute, brother. I understand that the fights were definitely contracted at 156, but still, just taking into consideration what Vergil Ortiz is coming from, the situation that he's coming from at 147, suffering from that from the medical ailments that were holding him back, rooted in his inability or the unhealthy way he was cutting weight to be at 147. You know, whenever we're talking about weight with Vergil Ortiz, it's going to be a sensitive topic, considering that this man's career almost ended from this ailment. I can't even pronounce the word, so you won't even hear me try to pronounce the word of the illness that he had. But it was more than 3 syllables. You know what I'm saying? And you know, the question was always him coming back was we wanted to see how he was going to be. I can remember Vergil Ortiz crying. I believe it was on the if I'm correct, it was on the Ryan Garcia versus Oscar Duarte card where he had been interviewed. He had just actually made his comeback, letting everybody know that he was back. And you know, this man was like considering suicide. This is how close to his career being over. This is how close, you know what I'm saying? He didn't know if he was going to be able to come back to boxing or not. So, you know, naturally the space is going to be a little nervous for him. And question at a minimum, going to question, it's reasonable to question how his health condition, his physical ability to compete at a high level. Well, he had 2 fights ever since that, and both fights ended very quickly inside the first round. We didn't get to really see a lot from Vergil Ortiz. We didn't get to see him inside of the being a dog, or, you know, we didn't see no adversity. We didn't see him really see a version of him to sit here today and be like, I believe this is how he's going to be against Tim Tszyu, when we know Tim Tszyu is most definitely going to drag that boy into deep water. You know what I'm saying? He's going to compete at a very high level. So him not making 154 and them telling him, you know, them contracting the fight to be at 156, it's cool. He didn't miss weight. I understand. But at the same time, why hasn't he be fighting at 154? That's all I'm saying.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. And another thing, we got 26 people watching, man. Can we get the likes up in the room?
Oh, yeah. I don't know how the likes are looking. Definitely. You guys already know. Y'all come in the room, just automatically hit the thumbs up. Show love.
Show love. That's what we do, man. We talk this boxing for y'all. Sure. Yeah, man. It's getting ridiculous. And I think he should have been moved up to 160. They was calling that, actually, when he came up to 154, that, you know, does he even try 154 or does he go straight to 160? Because they was trying to put a fight together with him and Danny Garcia at 160 at one point. Because I think he was just having trouble with him making the weight. We'll have to see how things go, man. You know, it might be healthier for him. I mean, he's a big guy, pause. When it comes to that aspect of boxing, you know what I mean? He's definitely been surrendering a lot of fatigue with the weight losses and stuff. So he's trying to stay healthy and keep his power at the same time. So, you know, this guy's 27 years old, 26 years old. So he's a young guy. Yeah, 25 to 27. I know in that ballpark, but you know, let's get this guy. Let's show the respect to this guy, man. At the same time, let's try to get him to show some respect to the ring. You know, and it's not just him; it's a lot of boxers. Like LeBron Jones just put in there. Fighters are not they're not fighting at their weights no more, man. They coming in. It's like, yo, I just want to come in here and get this bag. I'm gonna take advantage of whatever I can. And with all due respect, man, like let's keep it real. Like, again, are we fighting for the legacy? Or are we fighting for the win? Are we fighting for the bag? Or are we fighting for the belts? Like, what are we doing? It's just man, it's changing the game, man. What's up, 2 cents? Salute.
2 cents. Salute. 2 cents. I'm going to link up with those later. Definitely on the politics for sure.
Right.
Yeah, man. I think with Vergil, you know, like I said, I'm going to give Vergil the respect to say that I believe he's not a gimmicky, antic type fighter. I believe him fighting at 156 has a lot more to do with them just allowing him to get back into the game. And, you know, if he doesn't have to make 154 and they can contract that at 156, that makes it a little easier for him to get back in the building. I would say that's what I think it has more so to do with, but still, you know, as fans of boxing and us trying to really gauge as to what kind of fight this is going to look like between him and Tim Tszyu, I don't think he's given us much to work with. You know what I mean? We're still in the air. We're still in the dark. He might as well have just came fresh off of his hiatus and went right into the ring with Tim Tszyu. You know what I'm saying? On August 3rd. Like, because those 2 fights that he was on told us nothing about who we should be expecting to see.
That's scary. And that's scary too, because what has he shown us at 54? You know what I mean? He had two quick wins. He hasn't even shown activity. You know what I mean? That's dangerous in itself. Because when you move up to a new class, you want to be able to show some durability as well. You don't want to just show that you can hurt people. What does that do when he gets there and he gets in the ring? You know what I mean? Like, does he have what it takes to beat a Tim Tszyu, who's a high output fighter? You know what I mean? A guy who's willing to take those chances. That's what it comes down to.
Exactly. I agree with you 100%, man. I definitely agree with you 100%. And it's one of those, it's unfortunate, but it's exciting at the same time. I think all these different things that we're talking about make that fight that much more interesting. It's one of the more interesting fights on that card, and that's saying a lot because that card is stacked with so much talent, so many explosive fights that are on that card that could potentially steal the show. Inevitable D block facts. You know what I'm saying?
Salute. Right.
That's right there. They think is a drop beat. Yeah, a dead beat. Right? Is that what you're trying to say?
Drop bear.
Drop beat. Oh, drop bear. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we're going to find out. You know, that's one thing that make it exciting. That card is exciting. Well, I mean, I don't know if on this show we're going to take our time probably and break down that because that card is so exciting when you look at Andy Ruiz and Jarrell Big Baby Miller. When you look at David Morrell fighting on the card, you look at obviously the Isaac Cruz and Rayo Valenzuela fight on there in the main event. There's so many fights that are going to be on that card. You know, like I said, out of all those fights, the Vergil Ortiz and Tim Tszyu might be one of the most interesting fights that we don't know what's going to happen, but are very excited to find out what's going to happen. Go ahead, Ray. You was going to say something.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I appreciate you giving me the mic on this. This is just an action-packed event. It's only given when Turkey actually throws these events. Thank you for the correction, sir.
I got you. No problem. No problem.
Yeah, when he throws these events, bro, it's the best cards we see. And PBC's been rocking hard with these cards too. Pause. You know what I mean? They've been doing their cards too, but not like this. Not like this. Cross promotion, fighter, you know what I mean? Top fighters or elite fighters. I won't say top, but you know what I mean? Like elite fighters in the divisions going at it with each other, looking for ring supremacies. These are the fights we've been looking for, man. It ain't got to be the top names. It's just the top fighters. And you know what I mean? If you're in boxing and you like boxing, you know who they are. So you know the fights are relevant. That's what it comes 100%. Down to.
Yeah, I think one way to sum it up is high quality matchmaking, right? Like you could tell that the matches were made for excitement, for entertainment. They got good competitive fights. And one of the most competitive fight cards that I've seen in a long time, especially in America, because out here we're usually doing maybe the main event and the main event, and everybody else is like it's up in the air. You might catch a fight where he was like, "Man, I'm surprised that fight was actually a great fight." Like, you know, very rarely are there cards out here where you just like, "Man, I don't know who's gonna win this. Man, that's gonna be crazy." Like, I don't know. I think the closest one-sided fight on that card will probably be Terrence and Ismail Madrimov, right? Where we kind of going in feeling like Terrence is just going to win that fight, right?
That's up for grabs. Yeah, that's up for grabs because you got a big part, which is age is undefeated versus a young, inexperienced champion. And I don't mean he's totally inexperienced. He has his amateur career, but you know, at this level, what is he?
He's 10-0
and
7
10-0, right, or something like that. So, and
I think he has one draw or no contest or something like that.
So that's what I'm saying. That makes up for a great party. You know what I mean? Like, which way does it go? Yeah, we're gonna go with the vet, but anything can happen.
Right. And you know, when you're talking about Ismail Madrimov, you don't want to write him off. Why? Because he's getting better, right? He comes from a good pedigree. That Eastern style, that Eastern European style of boxing is very difficult. You know what I'm saying? It's probably one of the most difficult styles of boxing to deal with because they're so like fundamentally responsible. You know what I'm saying? And they stick to it well, and they do such a great job. They're very rarely not competitive. That's why they're calling this guy Triple G 2.0. You know what I mean? And he's got power. 10 wins, 7 knockouts. You know what I mean? He got some punching power. You got Terrence Crawford coming up in weight to fight this fight, and you know, a lot on the line. a lot on the line with the fight. You know what I mean? The opportunity for Terrence to get this much closer to undisputed. He's going to be, it's pretty much going to be a unification title fight, even though one of the titles are going to be interim. But we all know about the chances of Sebastian Fundora and him fighting for that WBO title. So this is almost, you might as well count it as a full unification, because if Sebastian doesn't fight Terrence as a mandatory, they're going to pull that belt off of him, and they're just going to make Terrence the actual full WBO champion. Puts him in a great position. And then a big fight potentially lined up to see Terrence Crawford fight Vergil Ortiz, or, you know, the winner between Vergil Ortiz and Tim Tszyu, you know, Tim Tszyu or Vergil Ortiz getting ready to fight that. So there's already a fight pending the results of this fight to make it even bigger fight, right? So there's a lot going on that card. And then, of course, you got Isak and Rayo. That fight right there is just one for the fans.
I think,
people who love it, right?
Yeah,
talk about it.
That's a fan filibuster right there, for real.
Mm-hmm.
That right there, I think, sets a big tone for that fight, especially when you got the other interim champions and exciting fighters on that card.
Mm-hmm.
You got to say this is a good, you know what I mean, head-to-head fight right here with two likewise one's a champion, so I can't disrespect him. But fighters in the ring at that time, like, that's gonna be dope.
Huge. Both fighting at 140. Rayo Venezuela coming up from 135 was in the conversations. The fighting against Tank was a mandatory for Tank Davis's WBA title. Was going to fight another exciting fight with De Los Santos, but putting him in the space to where he could become a champion and become a factor in the 140-pound weight class division, which is an exciting division. You know what I mean? Just adding to it. You bring Rayo into that division, it just adds to the interesting fights that could be made in that division with Rayo up there as well. So
salute Rick Timms.
Yeah, salute Rick Timms, salute 2 Cents. Oh, my guy. I got the best. First of all, I got the best chat in the building. You know what I'm saying? My squad's the best. Period. You know what I'm saying? Because HLD, let's see what HLD said. Breaking news. Breaking news, Turkey has revealed that Jared Anderson will feature on the August 3rd Riyadh season card in LA against what? Providing Wilder's ready after his June 1st bout with Zhilei Zhang. June, July. What? Shout out to my team, bro. Shout out to my team.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to my team. This is what happened. Shout out to my team. You know what I mean? I got goosebumps. I don't know. I mean, but clearly, let's be clear. Him getting through Zhilei Zhang is a feat within itself. That's not no Thomas Delorme.
Who the fuck is that guy?
You know what I'm saying? That's not Thomas Delorme. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But wow, interesting. Yeah, and once again, Turkey. Let's just say this first of all. Shout out to Showbiz the Adult. I didn't take this from Showbiz, but Showbiz is on the same page with me. Turkey Al-Sheik's the face of boxing, guys. Okay, Turkey Al-Sheik is the face of boxing. All right, this man has captured the spirit of boxing. He's captured the spirit of the best fighting the best. And hold up, it being lucrative for the best to fight the best. It being lucrative for the best to fight the best, right? Let's be honest. Best fighting the best has always been what boxing is about. But somewhere along the lines in the past 10 to 20 years, as time has gone by, as Floyd Mayweather has come through, it didn't become profitable anymore for the best to fight the best. It just was what boxing was. And fighters were able to get out of fighting each other, the best fighting the best, because they were able to say things like, he don't sell tickets. He don't sell pay-per-views. Right? He's not. What do I get out of that? You get to say you're the best. You get titles. You get nobody care about titles. Titles don't feed my kids. You know? So Turkey's bringing that back and said, I beg to differ. I bet you I could show you that fighting the best will pay for you a lot for your kids. The best fighting the best will feed your family. You know what I'm saying? Getting a championship, yeah, that's the quickest way to get to a bag with somebody like me. So shout out to Turkey Al-Sheik, the true face of boxing right now. The guy who's going against the grain and letting everybody know, like, nah, that's not the way it is over here. Shout out to the PBC for waking up and understanding you either gonna get down or lay down. Right?
Bend the knee.
Shout out to the PBC. Shout out to the PBC for understanding. I know there's a lot of fans of the PBC who not gonna like us talking that way, but I'm glad that the PBC thinks they're good businessmen over there. Al Heyman's a good businessman. You know what I mean? Went to school, and it's beyond everything that people are saying it is, and it's more about what makes dollars makes sense.
Correct.
And working with Turkey, you're gonna make some dollars.
Right. Right.
Let's see. 2 Cents said, how long will it last though? And what happen when it's over is a question I have. Hey, it's a question that will get answered through time, 2 Cents. But for now, for whatever it's worth right now, it's a great thing happening. And as fans of boxing, you gotta love it because we get to see something that for some reason we haven't been able to see until this has happened. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right.
I agree with that. If they do, let's just say if they do HLD buy him out, that's a great stable. That's a huge stable. You know
Salute to you, Orlando Pearson. He says, can I ask you a real question? Man, I know where you coming from, so I'm gonna say yeah, but I don't know what the question gonna be. But go for it, T. Orlando. Please go at it. Let me know.
You know he practiced law. You can't say yes until he asks you the question.
And I know it. I know, you know what I mean? I know, listen, but I'm down. I'm actually excited and quite interested in this question.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's substantial right here.
Quite interested in the question. So whenever you feel ready, go ahead and put it in the chat. Let's see here. HLD said Turkey's going to buy the PBC 2 cents. Oh, you call it 20 cents. Damn. Well, I mean, that's actually a compliment. On the dollar. Yeah. Oh, no. For 20. No, he's not talking to 2 cents. He said PBC for 20 cents on the dollar. Everything must go. Shout out to the liquidation sale going on over there, huh? HLD. It's a liquidation sale.
What? Why do you say what?
All right. T. Orlando said, why you say that? Why'd I say what, T. Orlando?
Yeah, be more specific.
Yeah, so I know what we're talking about. Let me see. Arena, freaking fly, gone with that bullshit you talk. Freaking up in there, stirring the pot up in the chat, stirring the pot up. But when Al Heyman was paying fighters a lot of money, he was ruining boxing. Oh, 2 cents. Yeah. Well, you know what, 2 cents? I want to add to that because you make a point. When he was paying boxers a lot, it was ruining boxing. Why? Because he wasn't paying boxers to fight the fights that the fans wanted to see. He was paying them everything and and we weren't getting what we were supposed to be getting out of it. Nobody has ever hated on the boxers getting paid. It's just when you pay them the way you do, not for the fights. When you pay Canelo Alvarez millions of dollars to fight Jaime Munguia and you don't put the pressure on him and force him to fight a David Benavidez, you know, those type of situations, this is where the space starts to feel like when you have people like Canelo Alvarez saying, I can get all of that without fighting him. Right. Well, he shouldn't be able to get all of that without fighting him. That should be the only way he can get all of that is by fighting him.
Fair.
You know what I'm saying? When you hear fighters talking like that, that's when it gets kind of weird.
Well, I agree and disagree. For the most part, I agree with what you're saying. The reason why I'm going to say differently, Clay, is because I think once you establish yourself with a certain amount of fights and a certain criteria of equity or money you bring in over a course of years, you have that choice. You know what I mean? Once you carry, it doesn't matter how we care if they like how they carry the belts or whatever. They carry the belts. Those are the champions, and they earn that right. But at the same time, us as fans, we want to see, are you that guy? So it's a you know what I mean, damned if you do, damned if you don't situation with Canelo, Bud, there's a few of them situations with that. But hey, you know what I mean, you make a strong point. Here's your question.
Right. So T. Orlando says, what about the biggest fights over the past couple of years makes you say that guy's the face of boxing? That sounds silly to me. Real talk. Okay. I mean, I guess I don't know why it sounds silly, but I'll say this, right? Why do I say he's the face of boxing? Did I say he's the best thing that ever happened to boxing since the beginning of boxing? No. But presently speaking today, he's the guy who seems to be facilitating the fights we want to see. He seems to be the guy with the ability to do it, and he's using his resources to do that. So today, when we're looking at boxing and we're looking at a state of boxing and where it's at and the fights that we're not getting, when you see somebody like Turki Al-Sheikh come into the game, if boxing fans, hardcore boxing fans, has to see hope in that. I mean, if you just look at the reaction across the industry right now by boxing analysts, enthusiasts across the board who are interested in seeing these fights, they're hoping, they're all praying that Turkey's really what he says he is, that he's really going to stick to this campaign that he's on, because thus far this man has given us an undisputed heavyweight title championship fight between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk. We're going to get an undisputed light heavyweight title fight between Beterbiev and Bivol. We're getting potentially Terrence Crawford against Boots Ennis. We're getting stacked cards with so many fights that we're not paying $88.99 to see. Right? We're getting. I just gave you the fights.
No. No, what I'm saying to you, yeah.
No, to Orlando's saying.
Right. I got you. All right, well, look at this. He actually had a heavyweight tournament to eliminate heavyweight contenders in one day, the day of reckoning. That right there alone is something to start giving credit for. And most people did in boxing, because they was like, yo, heavyweight boxing is coming back. We got to look at the divisions that are lost to Orlando in this case, that he is actually a fan of. Like, he's a fan of heavyweight fighters, the heavier guys in the ring. And he's implementing some of these guys that are in the lower classes now and bringing those on board and fighting and making boxing a very interesting sport. I mean, he's making UFC and boxing currently, which we didn't have for a long time. It's exciting. It's like watching a damn Rocky movie in most cases. I ain't trying to be funny, but we're going to keep it there. I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinions too. So
yeah, for sure. Listen, if these fights aren't the fights you want to see, then they're not the fights you want to see. Are we asking to see Deontay Wilder versus Zhilei Zhang? Or we're asking to see Terrence Crawford versus Madrimov? Or we're asking to see Isaac Cruz versus not De Los Santos, Rayo Valenzuela? Not necessarily. We're not necessarily asking for these fights, but what we're asking for are these type of fights to be made. The stacked cards that we're seeing, the competitiveness of these fights and the cards is what we're trying to see. We're not trying to just see fighters cherry pick who they want to fight being the main event, and then everything on the bottom of the card not being
right
anything that we care to see. I mean, look, no shots at no promotional companies in the game, but boxing has been suffering from the lack of cross promotion, right? The best are not fighting the best because of the politics of the game. And when you got somebody like Turkey who's erasing those lines and making it to where fighters can all get on the same card from different promotional companies, that's a great thing for boxing. That's a great thing for boxing. And as far as Rick Timms is saying about, the Arab and the black and all that, I don't know how much relevance that is to me. I don't know if I see it that way. I don't know if I see Turkey being the one to get the props for doing this because he's Arab, and Al Heyman not getting the props because he's black. Not at all. I think if Al Heyman was cross promoting and making the best fights, he'd get just as much respect. I give him respect right now, for what he's done thus far. Right. But clearly there's been some roadblocks to him actually going the full way and putting these fights together. And it seems like Turkey's able to move past, to move the needle when it comes to this conversation. And it probably has a lot to do with the money he got.
Let's really look at what's going on too. Before we start giving Al Heyman tons of credit, Al Heyman is the advisor to the PBC. He's the advisor. I know he's part owner, but he's the advisor to TBE. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He makes these guys. He gives these guys advice on who to make the fights with and who can bring in the fights. Where Turkey Sheik is actually bringing in the fights. He is the guy that's making the fights. He is sitting out there communicating with these promoters, including Al Heyman as an advisor and these guys. He's trying to make the fights that people want to see in his interest. Now, like you said, who does want to see these fights? Again, that's subjective. Subjective, right? It deserves criticism. You know what I mean? But at the same time, is it a big fight? Are you watching 6 guys on the undercard that you don't know who they are, and the co-main is better than the main fight, or there is no co-main? Like, why we have this guy fighting this guy who's a nobody? We know he's going to watch him. We got 6 losses already, and he's just a journeyman. But yeah, he's the co-main, and he's fighting, Flash Thompson. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know what I mean?
Look, Beauty.
It's crazy. Go ahead. I'm just.
I was going to say, with T. Orlando and his points, right? If you're not interested in the fights, what can I say to you? I can't make you interested in the fights, right? If you don't see the card with that we just mentioned here that they're doing August 3rd, if none of those fights interest you, I mean, I can't convince you to be interested in something you're not interested in, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, outside of what you're saying, that for what you think, you ain't never going to get blocked up here to Orlando. We don't move like that unless you cuss out my mama or something and say something about my beautiful kids, you know what I'm saying, or my beautiful wife, you know what I mean? I can't see you getting blocked, so don't worry about that. But at the end of the day, right, if those fights don't interest you, I can respect that, right? Clearly, you're not interested in the fights. They're not the fights you're asking for. You have no interest in seeing these fights. I'm cool with that. But I think the space, if we just sit back and watch the space and watch how the boxing space is reacting to this card, I would say there's a lot of people out there who are on the other side of the conversation, who are on this side of the conversation with us, who are like, yo, this card excites us. The fights on this card are exciting when you look across the space. That's all I'm saying, right? And then when you compound it with what he's doing on June 1st, what he's doing on August 3rd, you know what I'm saying? When you combine it with June 1st, August 3rd, and May 18th coming up right now, and you go back in the day and see what he did with the Dave Reagan. Let's remember with the Bivol card, with the Bivol Better BF card, he has the 5-on-5 on there. That card is looking crazy within itself, right? So when you compound it with that, you see the trajectory and you get excited for what this man can do if he's being honest about what he's coming to do. There's excitement there for a reason. 100% there's excitement there for a reason. There's no selling that, downplaying that, or anything like that. But once again, as far as personal preference is concerned, I can respect you not being interested in nothing that's happening with Turkey and the card that he's putting together. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Are they most of them PBC fighters on that card?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a fair amount that are
sure. 2 cents. Salute 2 cents for sure.
Maybe it could just be the fact that they put a lot of PBC fighters on there to get them into the Turkey business. They sound right. Right. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, we don't know. Top Rank got some fighters on there. Other promotional companies already been working with. What's up, King? Yeah.
Right. T. Orlando, you sound like a negative, cynical brother, bro. He said Turkey losing money won't last for long. Watch. Okay. I mean, look, if he is losing money, let him lose his money.
Yeah, I don't mind the fight. Pockets, bro.
Yeah, I don't mind the fight being made regardless. You know what I mean? I don't know how long he can keep it. If he is losing money, how long can anybody last losing money? You know what I'm saying? Right. I'll say like this, though. Turkey is a well-educated man in business himself, right? I think he's got a degree from Stanford or one of those, Ivy League schools for business. I'm sure he's calculating risk and making moves, and he has a bigger picture in mind. So, there's an opportunity. There's also a chance on the other side of the conversation, not like the WNBA. No way to Orlando not losing money like the WNBA. The WNBA is an interesting people because it's women basketball. No offense to women, but people ain't into it. People are all into these cards. Jeez. These cards that Turkey's putting out, people are 100% tapped in. When he dropped this card, everybody tapped in. Whoa, every platform, every content creating space I was on, except for a handful. We know which ones, right? Mostly everybody was like, whoa, we got to see that. That's not WNBA energy. Not at all.
Why so abrupt about Turkey or Sheik, bro? Like,
yeah. It sounds
like you gotta what's the cap about, bro? Like you basically coming in saying that this guy is not trying to make the best fights. Now I know you troll a lot, so I don't know to take you seriously or not. But at the end of the day, bro, like I don't think it matters. We just seeing good fights. We're seeing fights that are worth it. And we're not getting one fight for $80. We're getting 6 or 7 fights for $80.
Not less. Even 40, that's 50, what I'm saying. 49.99, 50. Yeah.
Like as a fan to me, that's better than watching one fight with one fighter on there. Now I get it. You know what I mean? It's not your fighter or not the fight you want to see. That's okay. That'll come around eventually. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, bro.
For now, look, at the end of the day, I don't know money in, money out, man. One thing about this channel, we ain't gonna talk too much about the money because we don't know money in, money out. That's not our expertise. We're really fans of boxing. We want to see the best fight the best. So if we got somebody trying to facilitate that and they're willing to lose their house, you know what I'm saying, on it just to give us the fights, I'm gonna take it. I don't get too much deeper than that. I don't know about the business of boxing. So, money in, money out. I don't know if I ever be concerned about it that way. But I know the fights, what I'm concerned about, yeah, they seem to be coming in quite frequently, by the way, not just once a year, twice a year. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're coming in pretty frequently. And clearly the PBC has seen something lucrative in it as well. Being that they're at the table now, speaking of Turkey, they see something in it for themselves as well, right? So they might as well jump in and join the party and get their piece of it.
My bad, T. My bad. Look, because I don't know, because I know you be, I know you like to joke around a lot. So I just wanted to make sure it be clear. I'm good. You know what I mean? I understand where you're coming from. I do.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not, like I said, it's subjective. Everything's subjective that we talk about. We don't, you know what I mean? We just don't like to just stay on conversations for like hours debating because we're not here to debate.
Especially about money. Let's see. HLD said Turkey. And this is what the reality is, right? What HLD said, Turkey's is as worried about losing money like I'm worried about wasting water flushing my toilet. That's official. I agree with you. And I refuse to be more worried than he is. You feel me?
That's my business.
So, and I refuse to be. And look, TR said something very interesting, and I heard this, right? He says Turkey makes back his money on every fight. When we're talking about those fights in Saudi, what people I don't think really factor in is that it's a whole entire week event. Right. It's a whole entire event for the whole week. The grand opening or whatever, the grand arrivals, the whole city is popping for that whole, everything is popping. All the big money is in the city all week long, right? So it's not just about the pay-per-view numbers selling and him getting his money back off of the pay-per-view numbers moving a certain way or the arena being packed to a certain degree. There's a big, broad picture that's being seen when Turkey's putting these events together to decide as to whether or not it's lucrative for him to put this together or not.
So,
and hold on, and also keep this in mind that there's a bigger picture to this. So there's money in the beginning of this. This is a process. This is a whole. He has a vision for boxing. So we don't know if that's 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line, 5 years down the line. We don't know when he plans when this vision comes together for him. When he's going to have arrived to wherever he's going to be at. So he may be willing to spend some money right now just to get the energy right, just to get the mentality of boxing back together, just to get the promotional companies on the same page with him. Look how he did that 5-on-5 with that he's doing right now with Queensberry Matchroom. We don't know if we don't got plans on doing that with PBC and Top Rank. We don't know if he plans on doing that with Matchroom and Golden Boy. We don't know what the game plan is. It's just coming to us as he's dropping it. But I can tell you thus far, everything he's dropped has been like, damn, he hasn't missed yet. As far as the effect he's having on the fans, he hasn't missed yet. So we'll see where it ends up being.
And Clay, hit the horns, because T. Orlando, so did Al Heyman have a vision.
Exactly. Right. Exactly, Rollo. It's true.
Come on, man.
Why would you look? King said, why would you criticize somebody making the best fights of the year? Sounds like some hating shit. Look, I think that without a doubt, when we having conversations like this, I'm not into like throwing shots at nobody, but I'm going to say like this. There's clearly a line in the sand in this boxing space on this topic, exclusively speaking about the PBC, right? Me and Ray Davis are not far removed at all from the way we look when we look in the mirror. We're pretty sure. And Davis, you're a black man, right? I mean, you kind of light, man. I don't know.
Listen,
you
man,
might be
don't make me come over here and show you.
Nah, don't. Yeah, listen, pause. Do not come over here and show me, bro.
Oh, damn. Yo, now you looking down the wrong too, bro. Okay,
you went there, bro. You went there, bro.
Right. Pause for a minute.
But at the end of the day, I'm aware of a loyalty and
yes,
also
we did, Latoya Top Dog. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, well, we always miss you, Latoya. You already know that. You know what I mean? Of course, remember me. Come on, Latoya, stop it. All right. There's a loyalty that I understand and I resonate with, right? I resonate with and understand the loyalty to want to see a promotional company do well, a black promotional company, let's get it out the way, do well. in the space, right? And you know, wanting to see Al Heyman be successful in the space that's been dominated by a certain complexion for the protection for years. When you look at like Bob Arum, who just refuses to fade to black, right? Still holding a tight rein around things, right? Okay, T. Orlando, that's cool, but I think T. Orlando, I don't know if you would want to argue with me, or if you're against what I'm saying, that maybe you're not like that. But I think in the space, there's a lot of people who don't, you know, who don't align their thoughts with what you're saying right now. There's a lot of people who are loyal to a company, right? So they look at it when you're bigging up a Turkey Al-Sheikh coming into the space, and you're bigging up what we're seeing and we're getting, they weigh that against Al Heyman immediately. When the truth of the matter is, even Al Heyman right now, or whoever the powers that be are at the PBC, they're seeing a reason to open up a line of communication with Turkey for themselves to come in. They don't see that line, right? So when we get excited for what Turkey could be offering, we're not cynical about it. We're not gonna be like, hey man, that's gonna fail. Y'all don't even know he doing all this. He ain't gonna, let's see. Y'all, we don't have as many negative thoughts about it. We're more so cheering it on and hoping that they have it figured out and that they can keep moving on with this, right? So a lot of these arguments just start to become like, it starts to make it look like it's pinning one promoter against another, and that's not what we're doing. Matter of fact, the big thing about Turkey that's exciting is that he's doing the complete opposite. He's bringing all the promoters together, right?
Yeah.
There is no pinning. He's actually going in the opposite direction. He's literally like, come here, come to the table. I'm going to break everybody up. Shout out to Charles Edward Cheese. You know what I'm saying? We're going to bring everybody together. I'm going to give everybody a bag. You can get a bag. You can get a bag. Just bring your fighters so we can go ahead and get the fights that, as me as a fan, Turkey Al-Sheikh, I believe also as a fan, is like, man, why aren't we seeing these fights? And hence, that's why, all right, I'm going to come in the game and facilitate these fights. Right? As a cut party, Turkey is
just keep it moving, bro. Keep it moving.
Yeah. Okay. So at the end of the day, yeah, bro, we're gonna get excited to see great fights like this. Loving the card, and I think you guys will like it too when you see it. I think those fights are gonna be very people afraid Turkey might get Tank fight Ryan again. Hey man, Tank do need to fight Ryan again. I don't know about you guys. You know what I'm saying? That's me starting some shit right now, right? Oh, Ray know about that? Ray, what you know about?
What I know about Freak at the Cup Party? I don't even
I'm glad you said Ray know about it, because I promise you I don't. That's a fact.
Yeah, he got me twisted with another Ray. That's Sugar Ray, not this Ray.
I think that turkey, what turkey sandwich is doing is good for boxing. Shout out Latoya Top. Shut up.
It's just a matter of time, Clay. It'll come around. It's a matter of time. And when people start seeing what's going on, you'll see other people following suit. All he's doing is bridging the gaps of crossing the street. That's all he's doing. And that's all he's trying to help people with. There's too many people that's just like, they're like you said, they sit on company sides. They're sitting on negativity. They're not even opening their eyes to watch. There's no transparency in this, but besides their own being one-sided. They don't want to see, what can happen? Where's the optimism at? Yo, let me see what's going on. Yo, let's see what's going on. Because I'm going to tell you what. I told you I'm not even touching this subject until I see stuff. Right? I was optimistic. I was
on it before I saw stuff.
You said it, and I was like, yo, I don't even want to talk about that. You know what I mean? Until I see it, I don't want to talk about it. And guess what? Dude doing this thing right now. You know what I mean? He really out there making boxing great again. You know what I mean?
Hold on, let me read this 2 cents comment right here, man. And 2 cents, you're gonna have to link, because I got a surprise for you. You know I'm genuine. I got a real surprise for you. Trust me. So don't go nowhere. But let me read this here. What I'm saying has nothing to do with Al Heyman. I'm just being objective. I don't let people tell me something is happening and it's not happening that way. At the end of the day, it's just my 2 cents. By the way, you better copyright that line, okay? But
put on a t-shirt.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I think that was more so responding to probably like Rollo or something like that. And 2 cents, I agree with you. First of all, I think you're a very objective person. I think you are unbiased in many ways. I think you really just speak for yourself, and you don't speak necessarily for a community. That's one of the biggest things I respect about you. That's a major fact. Now, I can't control what's going on in the chat. People may come at you. You know how it is. And I don't feel sorry, because welcome to my life, right? You see me on my own show getting pushback. So welcome to the game, right? I'm sure you're more familiar with it than I am in many ways, especially being a woman in this space and, you know, being strong, having a strong mind and speaking up for yourself. You don't get that pushback. You know what I'm saying? I do think that's the questions you have. The same way I had questions about the PBC when they didn't put out their event until the end of the first quarter of the year. You know what I'm saying? The beginning of the second quarter. I had my questions as well. I got pushed back on that. Like, why are you thinking that? Why are you thinking this? Well, I'm just looking at it just like you guys are looking at it, and I have my questions. And truth be told, I still have questions about it. But I'll tell you what, though, the same guy that had the questions about what the PBC was going to doing, what the PBC was doing, and how they were going to facilitate all these fights for their fighters that were on their card, it made me way more optimistic about what they plan on doing when I heard they opened up a line of communication with Turkey, right? When I heard that conversation, I'm like, okay, let's see what's going to happen. Let's see what's going to happen. And so just like you, we're sitting back watching what's going to happen, and we're just trying to call it as we see it. And that's the name of my show, right? Which is At This Point, the ATB Combat Media. So at this point, here's where we are. Here's what we're looking at. And I think the boxing space is excited about what we're looking at. And anybody who's not excited has their personal reasons as to why they're not excited about it. I can't read everybody's mind, you know what I mean? But I can speak to why I'm excited about it, right? So it is what it is. Let's see here. He a YouTuber. You don't have money. He's bad for boxing. Talk about it, King. You know what I mean? Yeah, talk about it, King. They said he was a YouTuber. He ain't got no money. They said, why should the PBC even talk to them? They could do whatever. They could do that on their own.
He's not.
They
don't
need to talk to Turkey. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's not a prince, but but you know,
why we call him Her Excellency?
Yeah, they don't want to call him His Excellency. You know what I'm saying? You know, what was another one? Floyd Mayweather has a watch that's worth more than he is. All these different
Amazon can outbid him any day.
All right. Why would we talk to Turkey when we got Amazon? We could just go with Jeff Bezos. Well, I heard Jeff Bezos looked at that 25,000 pay-per-views that supposedly, I don't know if the fact was sold, and I heard Jeff Bezos was like, all right, we're gonna see if we're gonna renew this. I don't know. At the end of the day, we all gonna call it how we see it. Right. Time will tell the story. But I know as a boxing fan, as long as I'm getting fire matches, competitive fights, as long as I'm getting them frequently, as long as the price is fair to me, I'm gonna cheer that on. I'm gonna use my optimism to hope that keeps going on. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is at the end of the day, right? But let's move on from this conversation, right?
Clay,
yeah,
Clay, I just want to tell you.
Yes, sir.
Listen, man, I'm just so glad that we're getting along now, by the way, too. You know what I mean? I heard there was some turmoil over here. You know what I mean? We were disagreeing and butting heads. You know what I mean? I have to make sure we clear that up, too.
That's how it works out, though, man. When you get to know somebody, build with them, you start to see. And look, guys, at the end of the day, it's boxing, man.
It's all it is.
I don't gotta tell everybody.
For real.
We're dealing with a bunch of grown people inside this room. We know it's boxing. This doesn't, you know, me liking who I like or you liking who you like shouldn't speak to our character, because as long as we're being respectful, our character should stay intact. You know, once it starts coming out of character and you start taking things personal and trying to judge people based on their opinion on a sport, it does get a little weird at that point. You know what I mean? That's why there should be never no fear for anybody coming here and get blocked, because I'll never get in my feelings like that. I just can't. You know, it's not in me to do it that way, unless you're talking about my wife, my kids. You know what I'm saying? Personal stuff that I have
way offline.
Yeah, you just can't get blocked on here for talking about boxing, being passionate about your perspective. Just not going to happen. It's just not over here. It's not. Let's see here. People like to butt heads for nothing. It's boxing. Facts. If you like boxing, that keeps it. If you like boxing, that's it. Keep it 100 for boxing. 100% inevitable. And over here at the end of the day, no one fighter is bigger than the sport. And I appreciate Turkey Al-Sheikh coming into the game, who doesn't care so much about one fighter, who cares a lot more about the complete sport of boxing, and is on the same page with a lot of boxing fans on what that looks like.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Is the fight itself
Oh yeah,
Could
how
be.
does D-Block
I don't know.
have a rant? That is crazy. I swear I be slipping. D-Block don't say nothing. Shout out to D-Block. He ain't even saying nothing. I just mean irresponsible.
Right.
Irresponsible not wrenching him up. He already know. Yeah. I mean, look, see, Orlando, we understand where you're coming from, and I'm sure at this point you understand where we're coming from. So
well,
we ain't got.
But I'm glad we know it's a source behind your madness. Thank you for making that clear.
Right. 100%. Yo, guys, 36 people in the building. Please hit those likes, hit those thumbs up. Let's get the likes up, and I think it affects the algorithm or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? And I'm being genuine. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I know everybody else says get the likes up, and their channels are 5 million times bigger than mine, and I want mine to catch up a little bit. So hit the damn likes. Hit the damn likes.
For a friend, isn't that a source?
Yeah. I
mean, that's what you said.
We on to? Charles Edward Cheese. Salute. We about to actually move on.
My source right there.
We're actually about to move on to I don't know. Do we want to get? What do you guys want to do? This is a boxing channel. We talk about boxing, but there is some drama in the boxing space right now. There is some drama that we can get into. We can get into our love and hip hop bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because Tank and Floyd stuck in Saudi. You know what I mean? You let me know what you think, or we can get into. We can keep on talking about some fighting, and we can get into Canelo Munguia coming up this weekend. What do you guys want to do? Let me get it in the chat. What we want to do? We want to get some drama. We had some drama already. TY, salute TY. We got some drama. We already got some drama out the way. Should we get into some boxing, or do we want to do some more?
Do we want to talk about the world's famous fighter, or do we want to talk about the world's biggest fighter?
Okay.
Let's look at it that way.
My Miss D-Block getting knighted for sure. And we got something else too. I'm actually gonna bless Charles. I really thought about Charles Edward Cheese, man. I really thought about, the opportunity that you gave me to pass this blessing on, which is a great opportunity. I don't ever know if I'll ever be able to repay you that in any kind of way. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know who the fuck you are, right? So, but at the end of the day, I thought about it, and you put something in that email you sent to me, and you said, just make sure it goes to a good place. Make sure that, you know what I'm saying? You really just left it up to me to do what I wanted to do. And I've been thinking about it. I'm like, man, I really want to, contribute to the space. You know what I mean? I really want to contribute to the space the way to spots in the boxing space that are moving the boxing area the way I like it. The boxing talk the way I like it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to bless. I decided I'm going to move forward in a whole ill direction. I'm an ill dude. You know what I'm saying? Both. Did you just say that?
You said both.
Yeah, both. Okay. I don't know. My contacts suck close up. I need to get my readers on.
Yeah.
So I do, man. I need to put my reader glasses, but I look like an old man if I put them on because I got the real readers, like the real ones. You know what I'm saying? Like down here, it's nothing nice. I don't know if I want to put my face out on the internet like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I wanted to tap into the and I'm gonna do something tonight. That I'm really feel is the right one of the moves that I'm gonna make that is moving that in the right direction. And you'll see it when I do it, because I ain't gonna tell you what it is right now. But I've been really thinking about it. I'll be honest with you, man, especially with the hate that anyway, right? It's been difficult because I got put under the spotlight for a lot of negative things, and I got people who might be in some powerful spaces that really want to see, don't seem to be comfortable with this channel moving, you know what I'm saying, in a positive direction. So I got to kind of watch my back, and it's made me a little paranoid, which annoyed me because really I was so excited, and I am back to being excited for the space that I'm in and the ability that I have to facilitate a lot of goodwill, you know what I'm saying, to people who deserve it. So, but I'm back in the building. I got a whole thing going on up here. Ray don't even know about this, you know what I'm saying? And when this happens, you know what I'm saying? When this happens, we'll see what happens.
Somebody gonna turn Super Saiyan tonight. That's what it sounds like.
Maybe, quite possibly. And Ray working on the question too, because we're also doing that as well. We're definitely gonna bless somebody in the building for that as well. You know what I'm saying? But let's go into Canelo and Munguia, man. It's coming up this weekend. $88.99 for the pay-per-view. There you go, Charles. There will keep your eyes peeled 100%. Munguia and Canelo going at it this weekend, man. What are your thoughts at this point on this fight? I mean, I got to see Munguia do a little bit of a media workout early this week or last week. When was it? Like 4 days ago. Sorry, because today's my Friday. Today's my Friday. So I think it was Friday or Saturday, right? Munguia had the media workout. What do you think about it?
Clay, I really don't get into those. I'm not going to front unless it's like something I really need to see difference. It doesn't show me nothing because they've been training all this time. I mean, all you do is see like, the guys are at their peaks. You know what I mean? They've been training hard. You know what I mean? They got solid punches and jabs and hooks, and they're coming in that they mean business and that this is going to be ready for war type situation. I just, like I said, nothing shows me besides what they talk about, afterward, like what they their game plans and stuff, which they don't reveal much. It really doesn't show me much, you know what I mean? Like, I like when they do try to tell you, like, yo, I'm getting in there, I'm a ragdoll this dude, you know what I mean? The whole Ric Flair, Blair Cobbs thing where they just start talking reckless, you know what I mean, without getting too crazy. I mean, I think the last one I watched that was really serious, that really got my attention was Bud and Earl. I think that was the last media day that I actually thought was really cool. You know what I mean? Like, I really don't. Yeah, it don't really do nothing for me. No disrespect to the fighters though.
Nah, man. Hey, look, man, it's boxing. And I agree. Listen, I mean, I'm gonna put it out on wax right now. I'm rooting for Munguia. I'm rooting for him, and the reason I'm rooting for Munguia is because I ain't gonna hold you. I feel some kind of way about the way Canelo has been dealing with this David Benavidez situation. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna hide it. I feel some kind of way about it. I don't like it. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. But I would like karma to come around the corner and come in the way of a Jaime Munguia, somebody who the Mexican fan base could truly get behind, who will go ahead and move forward and fight David Benavidez or David Morrell or whoever the hell they put in front of him, who isn't going to be caring about 25 pounds and who isn't going to be sitting there talking about making the most money he can outside of fighting who they put in front of him. So, but that being said, I have to keep it 100. I'm pretty sure Canelo's going to win this fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure he is. I'm pretty confident that that's what's going to happen. But I'll be rooting for Munguia, man. I'll be looking for an upset. I'll be rooting for an upset. I'll be rooting for Canelo to get sat in his pockets, maybe even knocked out. Who knows? I'm interested in seeing how Jaime Munguia and Freddie Roach's relationship grows Saturday. I want to see how they've been melting, how they've been coming together. When you have a veteran trainer in a Freddie Roach who's seen Canelo a large part, all of Canelo's career. He's been here. He's not new to the game. He's not new to this. He's true to this. Building a strategy up with who he has in front of him in a young, hungry dog like a Jaime Munguia, what he's able to mold him into, and if he's able to mold him into something that can give Canelo Alvarez some issues on Saturday night, right? I'm interested in seeing what that looks like. And Munguia's last fight against John Ryder, I saw Munguia with a way better jab than usual. He used it. He was way more active. He was way more patient. You know what I'm saying? He took his time in that fight a lot more. And I love the way Munguia lets his punches go in combinations. He doesn't, very rarely, he's on one shot at a time. He's letting those combinations go. Pressure fighter. He's going to give Canelo all the smoke Canelo wants. At the same time, there's holes in that. Munguia has been hit before, and Canelo is great at slipping shots and counter punching and pull countering, and you know what I mean, he's very good at that. And when you watch Jaime Munguia fight, you see a lot of openings for Canelo Alvarez to take advantage of. So I still am leaning towards, just off the strength of my credibility, just I want to be honest to say that I believe Canelo Alvarez should win this fight. You know what I mean? He should win this fight. But something about the boxing gods, man. Sometimes the boxing gods don't like ugly guys. Sometimes the boxing gods feel like, you know what? Damn what it's supposed to be. This is what's going to happen for boxing. Because I believe if Jaime Munguia is able to pull those straps away from Canelo Alvarez, there might be a pause in there. Quite possibly might need to be a pause in that. I'm not sure. You guys, you know what I mean? If there needs to be one, just know I said it. But to take away those straps from Canelo Alvarez just opens up the super middleweight division, opens it wide open, and just puts all types of great fights on the line, all types of championship fights on the line. No cherry pickers, no nonsense. No, I need $100 million, $150 million to make a fight. You know what I'm saying? Just back to boxing. So boxing wins if Jaime Munguia wins, in my opinion. Boxing wins. And shout out to Canelo Alvarez for everything he's done up to this point. Because up to this point, I'm looking at him crazy.
Right. Question is in, by the way. Well, we got to get to that count.
Yeah, salute, freaking fly. You know that. Alhamdulillah. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. That's a fact, frequent. We are speaking. Please take that in context. You know what I'm saying? Please take what I said in context. There's none before and none after. You heard? Let's see here. The real Malachi Ross boxing in the building. Welcome to the building. And I hope you enjoy your stay. Please, guys, hit the like buttons. Hit the thumbs up for me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you. Champ Ross Fantasy Boxing Prediction. Boxing God Saturday night. Let's go. All right. You know what I'm saying? I think, look, that's where I'm at with it. You know what I mean? I'm rooting for Jaime Munguia. Who you rooting for? I know who you think is going to win, Ray, but who you rooting for? How you feel about it? What you looking to see happen?
I'm rooting for Canelo. I'm going to tell you why. It sounds funny.
For Canelo?
I'm going to tell you why. Because I know Canelo wants to.
Sometimes, man.
Listen,
man.
Listen.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Go ahead, bro.
All right, you got to play. Listen, here's the key. Canelo, I'm rooting for Canelo because I want Canelo to move up to light heavyweight. I want him to pull what Bud did and try to stop this fight for Undisputed with Benavidez trying to get on that card. I want him to pull some magic out of that hat. Try to get up there. Pause, by the way. Get up there and create some weird energy up there. So when they get into that fight, he either get that rematch or he get that Benavidez fight. You know what I mean? Okay. And then we see what we want to see. Because remember, Canelo's going to make the announcement that he's going up there. I promise you. Something coming out of that. He ain't staying at 168. He about to drop all his belts. Y'all going to see.
And he going up to 175, you think?
He going up there. He going to try to use that leverage with the WBO to go up there. And he's going to try to put a mud hole in front of Benavidez to keep him from getting that undisputed fight with whoever wins at a Bivol and Benavidez. Promise you. You know what he's doing. He's trying to go undisputed, 2 division.
Okay. Well, I'm rooting for Munguia, man. I hope Munguia sleep that boy. I hope he sleep that boy crazy. I ain't gonna lie. I want to see. You know what I want to see? I want to see Marquez versus Manny Pacquiao reincarnated. You heard? That's what I want to see. I want to see him reincarnated, and I want Canelo to be Manny Pacquiao, and I want Jaime Munguia to be Marquez. You heard? Juan Manuel Marquez. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to see, bro. That's what I want to see.
We're going to see. I mean,
Champ Ross is rocking with you. He said, good call there, Ray. I like that one.
Listen, man. He ain't going to do it
Charles,
if he loses.
It is what it is. It is what it is. I won't sugarcoat it, brother. I won't sugarcoat it. You heard?
If he loses, he ain't going to do it. He's going to ride off into the sunset. You know what I mean? Which is a good thing, too. But, no.
You're right. But you never know. Alhamdulillah. You know what I'm saying? You never know. You know what I'm saying? Anything can happen. Anything can happen. I think Jaime got the dog in him. I think if Jaime brings the dog, brings the determination, brings the hunger, he can be used. Right? Allah can use a spirit like that to deliver a message to the world. He could use a spirit like that to deliver a message to the world. He said, pause. Did I say something crazy? Did I say something crazy? He could use it. God can use a spirit like that.
He can
do great things. What is this clown doing up in here? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know what I mean? Did I let that slip? My bad. But at the end of the day, we'll see what's going to happen in that fight. You know what I'm saying? What I am going to do, though, is I'm going to drop the link in the chat. You know what I'm saying? And I'm also going to drop the question in for the Well, I mean, not yet. Actually, we haven't even hit 40.
Man, we ain't hit our number yet.
Yeah, we ain't hit our number yet. No doubt, no doubt. But where's let me put this in. Yeah, 2 cents. You coming up here? Are you here? 2 cents? Are you still in the building?
Let me and Clay. I'll be right back.
Yeah. No doubt, no doubt. Hood Rich in the building. I ain't see him. Oh, salute Hood. Salute. Hood. Never fighting gonna be there. You ain't lying, Rollo Green. I don't believe that's happening either. That's why I want to see him get dealt with now. Rollo, who you rooting for, bro? Are you with me? Are you with me, Rollo? Are we riding for Munguia? Come on, Rollo. Don't let me down, Rollo. We going for Munguia, right? Come on, man. Don't think about it too long, Rollo. Don't think about it too long, Rollo. You got to be with me on this one. There we go, my dog.
What up? What's going on?
Man, we chilling, man. We chilling. How's your week? Your week? Well, this is my weekend, by the way. This is my Friday. You know what I'm saying? I work the weekend wraparound shift, so I'm in the Friday. I'm in a TGIF kind of mood. You heard what I'm saying? I know for y'all just starting y'all week. This is
my Monday. This is definitely my Monday.
Excuse the excitement in my voice because tomorrow I ain't got to wake up. You know what I'm saying? Early in the morning. And I'm feeling like that. And I got some coffee in me.
That's what's up.
But so check it out, right? I've been thinking, right? Because your channel has been doing this thing. Your channel is actually doing better than my channel. You know what I'm saying? In all reality, you know what I'm saying? You got a lot more. I think you got a lot more eyes on you. You know what I'm saying? And I think you're one of those females. You know what I'm saying? Like I think you're one of them. Probably the one, but honestly, I don't know. Let me think. Let me not talk too fast. Let me not say that. Because I know some other females might feel some kind of way. I might be. You know me. I'm quick to say the wrong thing. I'm very rarely saying the right thing.
Everybody entitled to their own opinion.
No doubt. But you know what I'm saying? I appreciate you coming up to the channel like you do, pushing back at all the narratives I'll be trying to push, right? I'll be trying to push these narratives because I'm gonna push them all. I'm gonna push all the narratives. If there's a narrative out there, I'm gonna push it. You know what I'm saying? But you come up here regularly, you show love. I really appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? And I want to pass a blessing on you. You got to get into my DMs. I'm gonna send you something to hopefully help whatever you coming up short on your channel that needs, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot.
No, that's a fact.
I like coming. I like to talk to people, with difference of opinion or different perspectives where nobody's feeling offended or wanting to, you know what I'm saying? Like we just think differently and it's cool. And I like that. I go to a lot of panels where people disagree with me because there's no point, of always going to places where everybody agree with you because you can't really get a conversation going. So
right.
I like coming over here because we do see a lot of things differently and it's good to just get that dialogue going.
Yeah.
Plus I like coming over here shaking up the table.
I know you do. She like to come over and throw the eggs off the table and eat the bacon. I don't like eggs.
You gotta be careful talking about
throw the eggs on the table, take the bacon and walk off like my eggs. But but yeah, no, I definitely appreciate you coming through consistently and not taking it, not being all caught up in your feelings about stuff. And we try not to get in our feelings too. I don't think we get in our feelings, but we might every now and then. We get in our feelings sometimes, Ray. Do we get in our feelings? We could get them. Sometimes we get in our feelings.
Yeah, I really want to choke people all the
time. Nah, it ain't never that serious.
No, but I appreciate you coming through, man. And so you got my DM. Hit me in my DM. And
I don't. What, on Instagram?
Yeah, it's Claymore Rain. You know what I'm saying? Hit me on my DM and we'll politic on offline. You know what I'm saying?
All right, I got you. I'm about to go look you up right now.
Yeah, look me up. Yo, salute the hood in the building.
Why we keep getting these Baltimore bandits up here at the same time? Like, much respect to Baltimore.
I'm happy Hoodridge came up too. I'm definitely happy
at the same time. They come up at the same time every time. Much respect.
I'm so happy Hoodridge came up because Hoodridge, I don't know, Hoodridge ain't gonna comment on it though. He gonna stay on protocol. He media trained. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna speak about what he ain't supposed to speak about. But as a
What y'all talking about, man?
Man, y'all can get D Block off of here though.
What y'all talking about, man?
D Block the one, man. D Block on home team. He family.
Nah,
man.
D Block, no, that's my buddy. We have a good time on
I
here.
appreciate you, man. You already know what's up, man. Thank you so much. I want to see
What was the question?
Well, the question we gonna get. You know who? Come on, bro. If you up here and you already know what's going on with Tank and Floyd, bro. Is that real? Is he Ryan Garciaing us right now, bro? Is he Ryan Garciaing us and getting this fight going on, or is Floyd and him kind of like been?
I can't
is it real?
Look, I can't really comment on it, but it is real.
Okay.
Nah, but at first I was thinking ABS because if you notice, it's a pattern of them getting into it before every fight, and I know this because I have videos about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I can go back in my archives and look and see. But this is weird to me, this whole situation, because now I see blogs reporting on him and all this stuff about how he and Dubai being held by the government and all of this. Now the beef they having, I don't believe is real, but I'm just wondering if him got something going on with the Dubai government is real. Like, is Floyd over there getting taken advantage of? Like, what they doing to Floyd over there in Dubai?
Is he at the biggest Diddy party ever in history? And he's not allowed. Let me stop. Let me not go there. But what I'm gonna say is this though, right? I appreciate your honesty, Hoodrich, because I know in my heart that it's real. Because although these things have been happening right around the time that Tank Davis has had fights, it's kind of like a Kanye West thing. Like Kanye come out crazy, right? And then all of a sudden, a month later, you find out I got an album drop, and you're like, oh, this guy, you know what I'm saying? So, but I always felt like, me personally, as I saw the relationship with Tank Davis and Floyd going, it felt like Floyd had a real hard time allowing Tank to shine. It seemed like he always found his way into this man's space when this man earned like a whole bunch of attention because he just knocked somebody out or everybody wanted to hear from him. It seemed like he made it difficult for Tank to take advantage of his own clout that he was building based off of the work he was putting in the game. And when I saw him leave TMT, when I saw him leave and get out from underneath that situation, I felt like that was a personal way for him to kind of separate from that. Like, as grateful as I'm sure he is, I'm very sure that he's grateful for whatever Floyd has done for him, whatever that looks like. It still gets to a point to where it's like, man, when are you going to back up off me and allow me to do me? Does that make sense, Rich?
I think not to cut y'all off, but I just think one, if Ryan Garcia has taught us anything, it's to take none of this serious, right? And I just think one, maybe they got to turn up the trolling. And I think two, my question is, do y'all really believe that Floyd don't profit off of Tank? Do y'all believe that? Because I don't.
Do I believe what?
I think that Floyd doesn't profit off of Tank.
Good question. That's a good question.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's quite possible that he profits off him. I don't think it's far-fetched at all.
That's what I'm saying. So it doesn't really make sense to legitimately be hating on him. Like, you still profit off of them. So, so I don't know. But I just don't think that Floyd really has anything to worry about, because if we're honest, none of these fighters are going to do what Floyd did. We're in a whole different time. We're in a whole different era. It's not possible. So what reason does he really have to hate on any of these fighters for real? I mean, of course he's the a-hole, and he's probably messy and doing little passive aggressive shit behind the scenes, but he's probably just doing it because of his ego and he has the power to. I don't think he's necessarily doing it because he feels like they're a threat.
Yeah, I don't think it's so much as tactic as much as it is at like bad habits. You know what I mean? Just like, he's impulsive. He has a hard time really playing the position of playing the background. You know what I'm saying? His ego and who he's been most of his life, being that he's been competitively boxing ever since he's been a young jit. You know what I'm saying? Getting to this point right now as an adult, calling himself retiring from the sport. I feel like he just had an issue with transitioning out of that spotlight and understanding that the spotlight needs to be on this person right now, and that involves him not being in it, right? Like, anytime he's in it, it's going to take away from the, you know what I'm saying, from the person who the spotlight should be on just by his presence. even coming into the ring with all those gold chains and just having to shine and have the camera on him. It's like, yo, bro, play the background, be a little laid back and allow your star fighter to catch this energy. Let him grow in that way. You know, I think it's just impulsive. I don't think I'm going to say that I don't think he does it on purpose. I don't even think he realizes what he's doing as he's doing it. I think he's just naturally Floyd Money Mayweather. He's naturally Pretty Boy. He's naturally the guy who got to the big show and who's, you know, fought 23 champions and, you know what I'm saying, made the most money ever in boxing and all the above. You know what I'm saying? I think that's just who he is. And it's gotten in the way of some people who just want to, like, come on, bro, back down, fall back a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But I really wanted Hood Rich's perspective on it as far as like how accurate or far off or on I am as far as that relationship and how that looks in Tank's eyes.
I can get y'all a little bit, like, sometimes like when they be going through it, they don't post it on social media, bro. Only reason it happened this time is because honestly, I really don't know why it happened this time, but they always do this behind closed doors. Like sometimes they don't always make it to the internet.
Right.
Right.
So do you think? Wait, hold on. Let me just ask you, Rich. Do you think that is it based on like that? Is it based on it's my time? Let it go, or is it something deeper than that? Is it really wrapped around that Yaya situation and you know what I'm saying? And those type of things. Like what is it based around more?
Tank gotta answer that question, bro.
Church. I got you. I told you he's media trained. Go ahead, Ray.
No, it's not even that, bro, because I don't get told everything and I don't ask about everything. So some things I will never know because I don't ask about certain stuff.
That makes sense. As you should. Stay in your lane. Right? I feel you. Let that man live his life.
Right.
Go ahead, Ray.
I was just gonna say I just think that with so many promoters and different people in boxing being outside of fighting, Don Kings and Bob Arams having such big names in the game and being a face in their fields. I think Floyd wants that as well as just being a face in the ring. Like I think he loves boxing so much he just doesn't know how to just, like you said, step back. But being a promoter, I mean, Oscar does it too. Oscar's just not as obnoxious as Floyd. But let's just put it there. It's just like you just gotta learn how he has to step back, and he does have to be like Holyfield and just sit there. And you know what I mean? You don't hear nothing about Holyfield unless he talking about something with boxing or commenting, or he in the seats, right? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But then you have this fighter like Floyd. There's a few of them out there that like to put their faces out there, and you know what I mean? Like they want to be the premier. They want to be bigger than the fight. They want to be bigger than the show. And I don't think they do it on purpose. I just think it's just what they believe that they can bring to the sport by putting their name and attaching their name to it, and they think they make it better. And I think that hurts them more than helps them. And I don't mean like Floyd. I mean it hurts the fighters or the promotional company or the banner. It does.
Hey Ray.
Yes.
Do you ever wonder why Al Heyman has so many fighters on that Saudi card like that? What if the reason that he have that many fighters on there is because Saudi is keeping Floyd in the country?
Dubai, not Saudi, but close enough.
That'd be crazy. But yeah, I think they like 2 Cent was saying. Arena was saying, she was saying that in the chat, that every time, Tank got a fight coming up, it seemed like him and Floyd always, going back and forth with something, on social media. It seemed like it happened all the time, man. That's what I think it is.
I mean, shout out to Champ Side for pointing that out about three fights ago, but yeah, now I hear you.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, there's reality to everything. I mean, there's a reality to human beings, and I think sometimes we get so caught up in the social media world that we don't think it's possible that two people could genuinely have some issues. and really be expressing the issues via social media. We always like to play chess and think that they're playing chess, and it's all about marketing for a fight and all about, you know what I'm saying, trying to get attention because they have something coming and going. And people just sometimes sleep on the idea of two people just genuinely having an issue. And in this new world that we live in, the world of social media, where people are communicating and beefing via social media all the time, online, and conversations like the one that Floyd had with Bill Haney being genuine conversations, not publicity stunts, being like real, like this is what we're doing right now. People sleep on that, and they want everything to have a bigger meaning. They want it to be chess and not checkers, and they want to be like, I don't even believe you because I know you're doing this, and they sleep on the idea that Tank could really have some issues with Floyd, and Floyd could really, you know what I mean, have some issues with Tank with the way things are going on in between them. And, you know, sometimes if it look like a duck, quack like a duck, walk like a duck, sometimes that's what it is. Sometimes it's a damn duck. You know what I'm saying?
Why it always hit the fan when he got a fight coming up, though?
I feel you. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with what 2 Cent said. 2 Cent said earlier that, you know what, do I think that Floyd is getting money off of what Tank does? So maybe around this time when the fights are coming up, Tank getting his feelings. You know what I'm saying? He start to understand certain things, and he getting his feelings, and he start being like throwing shots because he don't like the way some kind of arrangement is working, like what 2 Cent said, an arrangement that might be there that he might not be in agreement with happening. You know what I'm saying? So I don't, you know, we don't got all the answers. I don't know. And at the same time, it could be what you guys said. You know what I'm saying? It could be what you guys said.
But like, then again, when did y'all ever see Floyd go to one of his enemies and promote them?
Man. Yeah, bro. I didn't even think about that.
That's what I'm not understanding about the situation.
Sometimes you got to put 2 and 2 together, bro. Everybody think it's fake, but you gotta look at you gotta look at stuff for what it is, bro.
Unless Shakur about to sign with Floyd or something like that, like Jay Prince ain't letting that happen. Right, and so I don't know. That was kind of weird to me, and even also Floyd fooling with Ryan is weird to me because don't him and Oscar quote unquote don't get along. So why is Oscar letting him fool with his fighter?
I mean,
I think that'd be cap. I think Floyd and Oscar De La Hoya actually have a good relationship.
Mm-hmm. I think so too.
They get a lot of money together, bro.
Yeah.
I've been thinking they was in cahoots with each other.
Yeah, there's a lot of things, but I like what Hoodrich shine the light on, man. Sometimes right in your face, man. It's obvious sometimes, and you know we just sleep on it because we're so quick to be like, nah, not that. That's business. Like, nah, for some people it ain't business. And look, I happen to feel that Tank is the type of person who don't really deal with business that well as far as the idea of that being important. He's into loyalty, and he's into, if you're gonna be like that, stay over there. He's gonna push you on the other side of the fence in 2 seconds. He ain't into riding no fences. He don't care. Don't come at me about it's just business. Ain't no business, bro. Ain't no business that serious, bro. If you're gonna do that. Yeah, I remember when he had that conversation with Gilly, and Gilly was trying to speak sense into him, like, yo, bro, maybe Shakur just want to fight, you know? Yeah, hey, bro, if you want to fight, he can want to fight, but he needs to stay over there. Don't come in my locker room taking no pictures with me. You want to fight me, bro? Stay on that side of fighting. He don't see it that way, you know? So when he looking at the way Floyd may be moving, he's probably looking at a lot of things like, I don't understand that. That don't make no sense to me. And people are trying to convince him one thing from another, and he's just like, nah, I don't play like that. I don't play like that. Is that far-fetched?
That's because he based off, like, his whole lifestyle is based off of loyalty, bro. Once you cross it, it's over with. And he crossed that shit when he did that shit with Shakur. Excuse my language. But he crossed it, bro. That's how I know for sure it's real.
Well, thanks for the insight. Salute.
Like, he ain't never doing the build up. Yeah, like they always do they back and forth, but I still feel like it's real, bro. Like at the end of the day, he ain't never do that before. He ain't never go to Devin, promote Devin. He ain't never go to T.O., promote T.O. He never did that. Yeah, like they will do the pads together, but that's something slight, bro. Like you can For all we know, they could have paid Floyd for that. We don't know.
Yeah, you're right, man. You're right. I agree with you. And that being said, segueing a little bit, kind of opening up the conversation to the next part, Shakur Stevenson, right? So Shakur Stevenson now, he's calling out Tank, right? All of a sudden, he's like, look, man, stop ducking me. And I thought him and Tank came to an agreement and understanding. When Shakur's been in other interviews, he spoke about how he ain't going to say Tank's name no more because they getting their feelings over there. You know what I mean? He going to let Tank, do what he got to do. When Tank ready to fight him, Tank will call him out. He just
But every interview, he say the man name. Every interview. How you going to say you're going to stop doing something, but do it in the next very interview? I'm not saying it's wrong. I respect that, but I just want to know from y'all, will that be a big fight? If you just, never mind. I ain't going to say it. Because everybody going to come at me if I say that. I'm good.
No, I think that's a good question. Go finish your question.
Yeah, let's touch on
I was going to say, if y'all think like that fight, I forgot what I even said.
Something about is it gonna be a big fight? He was.
All right. Oh yeah. Will it still be a big fight if he just washed Shakur?
Yeah. Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah. Everybody wants to see it.
If he wash Shakur up, it's not, because they're gonna be like, oh, it's him. Oh, fight him. He the real deal. He the real deal. It's never gonna stop. So that's why he don't.
Can I say something more whenever he's done?
Like, yeah, he listened to y'all, but he not just about to go run and do it because the fans want it. He know the business of this game, bro. He know once your time is up, your time is up. Look how they treated Ali. Like he know this stuff, bro. He knows. So he gonna fight him when he wanna fight him. He got 6-7 fights left, and he done. All the names in that 6 and 7 fights. And Clay, I've been told you this. I've been told you this on Blue Channel. Yeah, I said, he got like 8 fights left. This was before the round fight. Matter of fact, no, it was at the round fight. I said he got 7 fights left. All of them in that bunch.
He got Loma in there.
God see.
He got
Loma in there.
If you don't got Loma in there, bro.
Loma is done, y'all. He probably about to barely beat that.
Loma ain't done.
I think he still want Loma, though. I think he still want Loma.
Here's the thing. 2 cents. Here's why I agree with you, and then I disagree with you. Because if Loma wins this unification fight with the 2 belts, that gets Tank. That definitely is a big fight in its sense on that. Not only that, it gives us the fight. It doesn't matter at the age at this point, but it gives us the fight that should have happened 10 years ago. But I'm gonna step on. I'm gonna let D Block chop in because he had a question.
I can give y'all a little hint too after him.
Okay. Go ahead, D Block.
Yeah. You know, you got to give him props if he fights Shakur Stevenson. We've been asking for that fight. I've been asking for that fight. And I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think he's going to go in there and just murk him. I don't think he's going to go in there and just dominate him. I mean, Shakur Stevenson has never been that type of fighter that's ever been dominated. He got great pedigree. He comes in with a 2-time champion of the world. He's a WBC champion for a reason. I mean, I give him credibility the whole time. I think he goes in there and gives Tank Davis difficulty. It's going to be a great fight for me. It's going to be a great fight. And if Tank Davis beats him, then give him his credits, give him his roses. It's about time. You know, he fights a legit threat. I think to myself with Lomachenko, we've been asking for that fight for the last 7 years, man. You know what I mean? That's a
But
threat.
when he wash him, though, when he wash him, is y'all going to say he too old? Is y'all going to give him excuses? That's the question.
No, when he wash him, man. But he got to fight Loma,
y'all going to say he was too old, bro. Devin already beat him. I already know what's going to happen, bro.
No, he just got to fight Loma, man, because Floyd steered him away from Loma all them years, man. He got to fight Loma, bro.
Yeah.
I really think that Shakur fight.
Remember that when he wash him. Remember that when he wash him. I don't want to hear say, "Oh, that was Lomachenko, a 37, 38-year-old." I don't want to hear that.
Hey, when you wash him,
I'm just saying, bro. And Shakur, it's going to be my hint. It's going to either be out of them 2 next, bro. Next. I mean, next after this Frank fight.
Yeah, can I finish what I was saying? If it's all right.
Oh yeah,
My
go
bad.
ahead, for sure.
My bad. Go ahead.
Oh no, you're good. You know, for me, Lomachenko, very decorated fighter. You know, I think at the end of the day, I think Lomachenko deserves credit for his career. And you know that fight, he's always wanted that Tank Davis fight. You know, always wanted it, and you can't doubt it. I mean, he's called him out. He said he wants that fight, but it never happened. We know that Floyd, to a point, he was even going to say, "I'm gonna give you Lomachenko." You know what I mean? We know that Floyd always had beef with Tank Davis to a certain aspect. We know that the Hector Garcia fight, we know that Floyd wasn't there. We know that Tank was going to be free. Like he said, he's going to be his own man. He's going to promote his own fight. And we know that, I think a lot of rumors were that they didn't do so good in the promotion. And that's why they got Ellerby to help them out. You know, Floyd wasn't in there. But at the end of the day, with the Ryan Garcia fight, I thought they corrected things. But it looks like the beef is real. It's legit. And I think that Tank Davis is taking a course of, hey, I'm my own man. I'm my own, you know, this is my era. And you got to just let me have the spotlight, which we know that Floyd Mayweather always wants the spotlight. And that's where I think it is a real beef. And we got issues now because he's saying, I got Shakur as that should be the next fight, not Frank Martin. And that's a big diss right there.
Why not Frank Martin? Is Frank Martin a bum to you?
No. It's going to be a good competitive fight. It's going to be a good competitive fight. I like the fight.
All right. Let me add on to that. Charles Edwards Cheese, I sent you a comment. I like that because that's why he really not in no big rush. You can cut the ring off all you want, but if a fighter physically, first thing come to mind is defensive and survive, you're not catching them. I don't care who you are. You're not catching them, bro. And especially as good as Shakur is, we know Shakur telling y'all in your face that he's going to run in that ring. He telling y'all in your face, you better off doing pad work before you come fight me. What's that sign, bro? Come on, bro.
Tank better double up on leg day, bro.
Bro, like I said,
yeah.
If as good as Shakur is, he good in what? Defensive. He don't get hit, right? So imagine if he put his mind first on, oh no, I'm staying away from Tank. You're not catching him at all. At all.
Yeah,
You're not
no point
catching him.
even making the fight. Like, what are we even fighting for then?
Exactly. But he's saying.
So you're saying you don't want to watch the fight? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's gonna happen regardless. Regardless of what I say, regardless of what y'all say, he still gotta see him, bro.
Yeah.
I honestly think that the fight not gonna be as competitive as people think. And
of course he gonna fight Haney.
I think Shakur going. Honestly, I believe Shakur ain't going to run. I believe Shakur going to fight him. I think he's going to move. He's not going to sit there and do what Devin did with Ryan. That's for sure.
I pray he don't.
That's the same mistake that Devin just made. Why
pray he
would
don't. Don't even say nothing 2 cents. Don't even say nothing 2 cents. I pray he don't.
I don't think it's going to be the way Devin tried to come at Ryan. I don't believe that. I hope he does. I mean, if he does, that's his business. I'm here to watch it.
I pray he don't, Clay.
I think he's going to be intelligent. Is more intelligent about it. I think he's going to fight Tank. I think he has been working on a game plan. We're talking about people, and just like kind of like with Devin Ryan to a degree, as far as these two have been knowing they're going to run into each other for years. Shakur's been very confident about getting in the ring with Tank. He has a game plan. He's been working on it. He believes he can do something that other people haven't been able to do to Tank. I wouldn't be shocked at all if this is not a very competitive fight. If that Shakur doesn't run, that he boxes and he makes it a very interesting fight and not a fight where it looks like he's running.
If he stay
there, what I
there,
think the biggest disadvantage Shakur will have is that he doesn't get hit. So you're not going to get into the ring with Tank, and then, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, he barely get hit, and you're not going to get in the ring with Tank, and all of a sudden you get hit because we don't even know how you going to be responding to that.
Exactly. And then what did he say about Oscar Valdez? He hurt him to the body.
He said he hurt him to the body.
When y'all hear Coach Calvin yell penitentiary, it's over, bro. It's over with.
Wait, hold on.
Pause, bro. Pause.
The way you're seeing it is,
y'all gotta get y'all mind out the gutter, bro.
Hold on. The way you seeing it is,
y'all too grown, bro.
You heard penitentiary. He said pause. Wait, pause.
Yeah. The way.
Hold on. Go ahead, D-Block.
The way you seeing it is, the way you want to visualize it. I'm seeing it more as a box. Like I've seen Shakur Stevenson's head movement is better than Devin Haney. His leg movement is better than Devin Haney. His boxing IQ is better than Devin Haney. And I could see that. You can't compare Devin Haney.
But Devin Haney will beat him in a fight.
Fighters. Even in that fight. I've seen Hector Garcia outbox.
I got Devin Haney over him in the fight, bro.
I've seen Hector Garcia outbox in the first 3-4 rounds.
I do too. They sleeping on him.
They sleeping on Devin because of their love.
Easy. And I'm telling you, that defense is going to be great for Shakur Stevenson. He's going to go in there. He ain't going to be right in front of you like Tank Davis loves you to be right in front of you.
Bro.
It's going to be a different aspect. You coming with it, well, he's just going to go in there and bury him. That's not boxing.
Shakur Stevenson jumped straight back in a straight line, and he don't have great lateral movement.
Y'all seen what happened to Zeb Judah, right?
You can't compare Zeb Judah.
Bro, he jumped straight back to literally the same, bro. And you can't say he don't because I did my studying.
Every box, you can't compare.
I think he only do that when he's scared, though, bro.
I got two things I just disagree with. I don't think the footwork is better than Devin's. What you call
I got Devin beating him in a fight, bro.
The head movement is better. And
yeah, facts. That is better.
I disagree with. I think Devin has really good footwork. He just came in there to fight instead of use his skill set. That's what.
But we never see Devin use footwork against people where he doesn't have the advantage. So it's good to say Devin got good footwork when his reach is longer and he's taller than everybody. But what about when he's at the disadvantage with the dimensions, or they have the same dimensions as him?
Well, he fought Linares in the pocket, and he fought like that fight was he fought Ryan in the pocket. He used his footwork with Regis. They're pretty much the same size.
Man, Devin will beat him, bro. I'm telling you. And Devin got more pop.
I think 2 cents still riding off of that 2 pound cheating.
3.2.
That 3 pound cheating.
Bro, like y'all, like bro, y'all like.
Let me tap in to say this real quick, right? I'm gonna tap in to say this. Me personally, I'm a fan of boxing on the space of until I see them fight, I don't know what's gonna happen, right? I can go into it thinking, leaning one way. I mean, but look at what happened with Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia this weekend. I thought Devin was gonna win it, and what happened? Devin was getting pieced up. You know what I'm saying? So styles make fights, you know what I'm saying? And that's why it's so important to see the fights. That's why it's important for these fights to be made, because the truth of the matter is we just don't know what's going to happen until we see the fight. We don't know if Tank's not going to have an off night that night. Maybe he has a bad weight cut. Maybe he is off his rhythm that night. Maybe Shakur's just on that night. Maybe Shakur's off his rhythm that night. We don't know what's going to really end up happening with Devin either. The triangle theory has been disproven so many different times. What Devin's able to do with Shakur doesn't necessarily mean that Tank can do it with Shakur, and vice versa. Whatever Tank is able to do with Shakur doesn't mean Devin can do it. That's why these fights need to happen. That's why it's important for these fights to happen, because we're going to have all these conversations and we're going to have all these questions, but they'll never truly be answered until these guys get in the ring. And we can't allow like what a fight with him and De Los Santos did to dictate what we think is going to happen between him and Tank. Like it just doesn't work. You know what I mean?
That's all we got to go off of. Speculate.
Maybe Shakur comes in 3 pounds overweight, bro.
Wait, hold on. Right. So we can use these fights to kind of to gauge some understanding of what it might look like, but we can never or should never use a fight to negate a fight not happening because we think it's already going to happen a certain way. Like you can go into it thinking like, I don't know, this is what I'm looking for, but those aren't guarantees, right? The answers to the questions at the end of the day come through the fight. The fight happening is where the answers come from, not from before. We can see whatever we see in different spaces. Shakur said his hand was hurt. He threw x-rays out there, showed he had a hurt hand. He said that wasn't his normal performance. He kind of apologized for it, even though he doubled down and later and said, actually I finessed and I wasn't really a fan of that. But at the end of the day, he made it clear for me that fight wasn't what you should normally expect from him. And he's been preaching that, listen, my next fight, y'all going to see something different. So I'm also looking forward to this fight he got coming up in July. But
what if we don't? What if we don't see nothing different?
I mean,
let me ask y'all a legit question. Do y'all feel like Shakur Stevenson has been getting better? Like when you see his fight,
For
you like,
sure.
damn, he's better
For
than he
sure.
was the last.
For sure.
Nope.
For sure.
I think
Because he
beat-
stays in the gym, bro. When you stays in
Right.
the gym, iron sharp is iron, bro.
I think.
Yeah, I think he's been getting better. I
When
know.
you say
I know
better,
Ray's gonna disagree with it.
no. I'm not going to say he's not improved. Getting better, no. I think he's been the same. I think he's still man. I think he's been the same fighter for a long time. I think he's stuck in his ways and he fights the way he does. Now, has he improved on things? Absolutely. Those improvements have been maybe, you know what I mean, being able to maybe switch a little bit from his orthodox to his southpaw position.
Salute, Larry Lopez.
You know what I mean, and bring more power that way. Maybe a little bit more footwork. Maybe not run 6 feet across the ring with a 22-foot ring. You know what I mean, to keep distance. But you know what I mean, taking body shots to from a bigger fighter. Pause in the ring. I know Frequent about to say something. But at the same time, yes, I can see him improving. But I don't think Shakur has ever showed me that he has changed in any of his fights. I mean, he fought Yoshino, and everybody thought he was the greatest thing on earth. And nobody even knew who Yoshino was. He was just ranked number 6 out of nowhere. So you know what I mean. We don't know. Coming out with Valdez fight, yeah, Valdez was impressive. He missed weight against Kasakiel.
Let me say something after you, Ray.
Yeah, go ahead. No, you can chop in. Go ahead.
And
carry on.
Correction, bro. I'm not giving no excuse because I don't want the fights to happen. Who am I to say I don't want the fights to happen, bro? I'm not El Heyman. I'm not, you feel me? Like, who am I? I'm just giving y'all my take on it, bro. I'm not, I just told y'all, all these fights are going to happen. Why do y'all keep saying Tank fans make excuses? I'm saying the fights are going to happen. Y'all just want them tonight. Y'all want them tonight. And y'all can't even pay for the fights. Like, it's crazy.
Who got the faster hands, yo?
Who got the fastest hands?
Who got the faster hands between Tank and Shakur? Who y'all think
y'all gonna see when that time comes, bro.
I think I was gonna say I think Tank Shakur ain't never fight nobody that's faster than him. You know,
he never fought nobody that was as the same style as him or got the same
that's what I was
going, bro.
That's what I'm getting at. Tank is a boxer that, you know, who is comparable to Shakur in boxing skills, and he's a little fat. I think his hands are faster than Shakur. I don't know how Shakur is going to deal with that, you know, the way that he fights. You know, I think he's going to get shocked by how fast, you know, Tank is in the ring. And I don't think that he can stand up to Tank power. I think he don't have any attributes that that will give him the advantage over Tank. That's what I think. Like at least with like Shakur versus Devin, you know, Devin has, you know, the reach over him and stuff like that, you know, footwork. But as far as him and Tank, I don't think he have any attributes over Tank, you know, to help him in that fight.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. Wait. For D Block, your volume is off. By the way, just letting you know we don't hear you for some reason. But I wanted to.
If I just said Loma or Shakur gonna be next, my bad, Clay. My bad.
Hold on, let me just read Rick Timms' question right quick, or what his statement. I thought it was legitimate. He said no one 140 and under beat Shakur but Tank, and Tank gonna have to earn it. It won't be an easy outing. Shakur's legit. He's just no killer like Tank. I agree with that statement right there.
But how do we know he legit, bro?
I mean, the eye test for me says he's
the
legit.
eye test, yeah. But bro, who did he fight? That could really beat him. That could actually beat him.
Who did Tank fight that could really beat Tank?
Mario Barrios.
Man, come on, man.
Bro, Mario Barrios is watch Saturday, bro. Watch on that Canelo card, bro.
Yo, we
for Mario Barrios,
bro.
I'll give you Mario. I'm gonna give you
Ryan
Mario.
Garcia could have beat him.
Nah, bro.
Yeah, well, I think
y'all ain't just see what he just did to Haney. If he would have hit Tank with that left hand flush,
who was depleted, who was at 136 pounds with a 10-pound
rehab. That's not why.
Bro, so Ryan Garcia will come in 3 pounds overweight and beat the heck out of Barrios, bro.
Hey Clay, when all them fights happen, I want you to put money on against Tank, bro, because I just want you to see something.
I
just want you to see something.
Claremore, can you hear me?
I just want you to see something. That's all I want, bro.
You bro, you good.
I want to
Hey,
see
Hood
something
Rich,
too,
you
bro. I ain't
really
gonna lie.
think Barrios can beat Ryan Garcia?
Yes, bro.
Yeah.
I genuinely believe that. Yes. Just
Yeah,
like y'all
Mario.
had Haney outboxing him. Yes, I do.
No doubt. Hold on. Let D
Yeah.
Block go. Let D Block cook right quick. He was trying to say something. Go ahead, D.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the problem that we give Tank too much credit, but then the skills, we know that, like you said, Claymore, the eye test. That's all we could do, and that's how we could depict who's the best, right? Through an eye test and who they fought. And I know y'all bringing up Shakur Stevenson's record and all this stuff, but when you look at it, who is Tank Davis? You saying who is Shakur fought, but who is Tank fought? And you're giving me Mario Barrios. So you.
But I don't know why people keep saying that. Like the people Tank ain't fought ain't champions right now. Pitbull,
Yeah,
champion.
but-
Rolly Mario,
Hold on, let me finish.
Hold on,
Y'all let
hold on.
everybody talk, but you're not letting me finish.
But you got
Hold on,
JoJo just lost,
Hold
bro.
on, let him talk. Let him finish what he said.
Yeah, let D Block build. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we know that. Go ahead.
No,
You
go
go ahead. You got it.
We know that Mario Barrios is limited in his boxing skills. We know that. He even still was in a tough fight with Keith Thurman. And Keith Thurman was an old dog. Let's be real with that. He wasn't the real Keith Thurman that we know about. Let's be real with that. If Mario Barrios was real, he would have knocked out Keith Thurman and would have got it over with. It didn't happen. So let's stop giving praise to Mario Barrios because he's in the depleted.
That was just one fight I said, bro.
But then for me, it's like you can't compare anybody that even me. I'm a Ryan Garcia fan and I'm a fan of boxing, but I got to keep it real. Shakur Stevenson is a better technical fighter than Devin Haney, and it would have been a different type of fight. And I would have picked Shakur Stevenson to beat Ryan Garcia. That's my opinion. But
you would have lost all your money.
I'm going against my guy. You know why
you
I'm
would
going
have lost
against my
all
guy?
your fucking money.
No. You know why I'm going against my guy? Because I love boxing, and I don't just favor just this and that. I love boxing, and if I see it, I'm gonna see it, and I'm gonna tell you the truth.
I can't tell if you signed a 143-pound Ryan Garcia would not beat Shakur. That's all I'm saying. I mean, it's possible that it won't happen, but bro, y'all acting like Devin Haney just a bum now, bro. That he could launch to somebody, bro.
I never
Devin
said
would have came in.
Like, come on, bro.
He didn't come in weight training.
And then y'all claim y'all know all this boxing, bro. Y'all ain't talking nothing about. Y'all just talking about basic
What are we
stuff.
talking about right now? I'm lost because we went to Devin Haney.
No.
Like,
He's just
about?
making comparisons. He's making comparisons. So what his statement was, Shakur would wash Ryan in D Block's opinion because Ryan's his favorite fighter, but he believes in boxing as boxing as a sport. So he's going to always go with boxing, and he believes that Shakur can beat his favorite fighter.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And what Hoodrich is saying is, are you crazy? In response, because he believes that Shakur is a little overrated and that Ryan will crush him even at the 143. He will crush and wipe Shakur off.
No, I'm saying that not 140, not 135, where he came in against Devin. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
at that weight, he would have beat Shakur, bro.
Yeah, 180. Yeah. Easy.
That man was not 180, right?
A full rejuvenated Ryan. I'm saying not gassing out.
He's
not like
190,
this. He was gassing out against Devin, bro. He was gassing out against Devin. I'm saying no gas out. A real 143-pound Ryan Garcia would have beat that man, bro. That's all I'm saying, bro.
Can I ask you a question?
So wait, D Block, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead, Two Cents.
So who do you feel was Shakur best competition since Tank ain't?
Yeah, I want to hear this one.
Yeah, no, hold on. I gotta give it to Shakur Stevenson. He beat Oscar Valdez. It was a good fight. I think Oscar Valdez, he thought he was gonna go in there and pressure him, and Shakur Stevenson showed him his skills. And I was going for Oscar Valdez. But then I also got to realize Shakur Stevenson is a different type of pedigree type of fighter. And he showed it that night. Just because you have one off night like Devin Haney, I don't call Devin Haney a bum. He's one of my youngest. I respect him for what he's brought to the sport. I love him and I respect him. And I'm not going to down him all the time because, he lost. It is
no,
what
that's
it is.
cool, but I'm just trying to figure out the competition that Shakur fought.
For me, Oscar Valdez was a competitor. For me, it was supposed to be a competitive fight. And Oscar Valdez went in there. And Shakur Stevenson showed the whole world who he is. He's Shakur Stevenson. And he showed it that night. And I got to give him respect for that.
And I got a question for you, bro. And you got this a little bit off topic, but you got Oscar Valdez beating Mario Barrios.
Where is Mario Barrios fighting right now? And
No, I'm saying if he would have fought at 140,
how old is Mario Barrios? I mean, how old is Oscar Valdez at his age?
You can't say that because Shakur at 135 and Ryan Garcia just waiting at 143, so you couldn't even put that together. That's why I'm asking you about Valdez.
Yeah, Shakur Stevenson is a younger, fresher fighter. His body's growing up.
I ain't asking about Shakur. I'm asking about Valdez and Barrios.
If it was in a competitive fight in the middle, I don't know. I could give you a toss up. I don't know who's gonna win that fight. I don't know.
Why you acting like Mario Barrios is trash?
Look at Mario Barrios' record.
He can beat the best person that Shakur beat. I'm lost.
Who's that?
You just said Valdez. You said Valdez,
bro. Come on, man. Let's be real with this.
But guys, right? Just for whatever it's worth, right? For me personally, right? I don't believe in this triangle theory, these triangle theory conversations. I don't think they hold as much weight as people want them to hold. Like, I don't care what Oscar did with Shakur. I don't think
That's what I'm saying, bro.
It doesn't connect. The dots don't connect. For me, styles make fights, and I'm interested in seeing Shakur Stevenson fight against Tank Davis.
And Shakur Stevenson and Tank Davis is a bad style matchup.
It's going to happen too. That's why I had asked y'all, will it be a fight? I mean, a big fight if you just run through them. But anyway, bro, I'm about to get up out of here. I gotta go run and holler at something.
You gotta go run and holler, no doubt. Yo, salute. Appreciate you coming up here, Rich. We'll
right,
build
bro.
again.
All right, got
it. Triangle theories are very, those conversations get interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can get interesting, but at the end of the day, like Charles Edward Cheese once said, it adds up to a big nothing burger. Because the reality is when those two guys get in the ring, it's going to be a different fight than everything that you guys thought about. 9 out of 10 times, it's just going to be a different fight because Shakur is going to take Tank seriously, like he probably didn't take Oscar Valdez seriously. He's gonna work on something for Tank that he would never try against Oscar Valdez. He's going to protect himself from things that Tank would do that Oscar Valdez would never do. You know what I mean? So what he did with him or what he did with Adelo Santos, he's not going to do with Tank Davis. And like I said, when you got somebody like Shakur Stevenson and who's been preparing for Tank Davis for so long, he's been calling Tank Davis out for a very long time to the point to where Tank got tired of it. And he's like, I'm going to stop calling you out, bro. Because he didn't want Tank to put him out, freeze him out of a fight with him. And now he's calling him out again. He's been working on this. He's passionate about this. I expect this to be a very competitive fight. But to answer anybody else's question, if he runs through Shakur Stevenson and he just watches him real quick and early, yo, bro, Tank's the man. Straight up. What do you want me to say? We can't. There's nothing else that could be said. You know what I mean?
Can't say nothing.
We can't say nothing. We won't say nothing. We're gonna do exactly what we do with Ryan Garcia. We're gonna celebrate that man. Right after that fight, we're gonna get up here and be like, yo, that boy was the truth. Yo, Shakur got exposed. We're gonna talk that shit the way we're supposed to talk about it. We're gonna talk about it the way it's supposed to be talked about. Believe that. And we're gonna give Shakur's respect for being in that ring because he's doing something I ain't finna do. I ain't finna give Tank no fair ones. And I'm almost 300 pounds. And that boy like 100. I'm not giving him no fair ones. He ain't getting no fair ones over here. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Shakur Stevenson for stepping up, you know what I'm saying, and putting himself in that position. But I got a question for you guys. If Shakur Stevenson, you know what I'm saying, beats Tank convincingly and beats him, what are you guys going to say about Shakur at that point?
You got to give him his roses.
Right.
He the one.
Right.
He the one. He the top dog.
All right, then. So, I mean, we've seen crazy things happen in the ring in the past couple of days, and we probably going to see some more crazy things happening with this, with the way Turkey bringing these fights to the table. You know, I got to throw my shot in there. But, you know what I'm saying, the way Turkey bringing these fights in there.
I'm going to say we need a rematch.
Okay, that's what you're going to say, no matter what? Even if it's a dominating fight?
I don't know. I got to see the fight.
Right, exactly. But, you know, we're going to see more upsets. We're going to see things happen. More than likely on this card coming up on that Better Be Bivol card, we're going to see upsets. You know what I'm saying? On the August 3rd card coming up, there's probably going to be an upset on there. Something's going to happen, you know what I'm saying, where we're going to be like, yo, I thought. But the question is always going to be answered with, you don't know until the fight happens. Until the fight happens, you don't know. And that's what makes boxing so great. And that's what we love about it. You know what I'm saying? That's what we love about this sport. Whether you know you love it or you don't know you love it, trust me, that's what you love about it. I'm going to speak for all of y'all and tell y'all that's what y'all love about it. You know what I'm saying? Trust me. What do we got here in the comments here? They will all type of excuses. Ray, okay, Charles, we got two big ones.
Let's go, TR.
Gonna be fight, and it's kind of whatever till August 3rd. August 3rd. Yeah, I mean, no, there's some other fight. There's some little fights in between too. Matter of fact, we got some decent little fights coming up in between. Charles, I'm gonna be honest with you. You got obviously you got Lomachenko Kambosos, but you also got Xander Zayas who's gonna be fighting, and you got Subriel Matias who's fighting Liam Paro on that June 15th as well. And obviously you got the Davis Martin fight. You know what I'm saying? So we got some fights in between. We got some decent fights coming up. And some decent cards coming up too as well. So we're gonna.
If Liam Paro wins, that's the next fight I think Devin's going to take, or Teo's going to take. By the way, if he beats Matias,
I think Matias is going to put hands on that boy.
I don't know. Yeah, I thought the same thing about.
Hold on, did y'all hear that Liam Paro's coach is gone? He quit on him.
Oh, really?
Liam Paro's head coach quit on him. You know what I'm saying? He's not. You heard about that?
What's going on with this trainer?
Yeah, this is crazy.
The background thing going on.
Clay, that's news to me, man.
And it's supposed to be about money. It's supposed to be about money. That's what the beef is over. It's about money. And he bouncing. He bounced, not bouncing. He's past tense. Liam Paro no longer has that guy coaching him, wherever that was. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and I agree with you, 2 cents. What is going on with boxing right now, man? These trainers are they just standing up for their own rights right now, right? Let's be honest. These trainers are like, I'm not having it. You're gonna pay me what I'm worth. They're seeing what Derek is going through, and they want their paperwork done up front right now. They want their paperwork done. They don't want no handshakes, no more handshakes, no more I'm gonna take care of you later. No, before we move one step further, before tomorrow comes, I want my paperwork done. I want my lawyer, and I want to know what I'm getting before I go in these fights. I don't want to get paid off your charity. I want to get paid because this is what I'm worth, and then we've agreed that I'm going to get paid this much. And they're putting their foot down. That's all that's happening. That's all we're seeing right now. You know what I mean? They're putting their foot down.
I mean, I'm looking for it. I don't see it. But also, just to let you know, though, when he beat Montana Love, nobody expected that. The way he beat the brakes off him, I don't know, man. I think he really got a legitimate chance.
Man, Montana Love had lip gloss on in his promo.
I don't care about that. I don't care about that. Montana Love was at one point was known as a fighter that everybody wanted to see be one of these dominant fighters that was coming up, right? And then as soon as he threw the dude over the ropes, now he ain't nobody. We change our fighters like we change our.
I always thought Montana Love was food, though.
A lot of people change on fighters very quickly, and I'm not saying you 2 cents. I'm saying generally, like let's keep it a buck. Like when people really be feeling fighters, how they be going in there, they be like, yo, this is the person. They lose or they do something crazy. I'm not riding with that guy. Move on to the next. You can't do that. Stick with your fighters. That's all. And you know what I mean? People turned their back on the dude. He just got beat up. Yo, I'm telling you, Liam Paro's a beast. Don't sleep on him. But he said he had lip gloss on. I thought it was eyeliner, but we'll go.
Man, that boy probably had on lip gloss and eyeliner.
I'm just messing with you.
No, but look, not for nothing, but in that fight, seriously though, Montana Love kind of looked whack in that fight, bro, and he kind of gave up at the end a little bit. Like I'm not going to use that fight as some sort of reference. Like, yo, man, he was looking great against him. Like he did look great against him. But, but that doesn't mean that Liam Paro is who looked great. No, Liam Paro looked great, not Montana.
Yes, he did.
Montana looked great.
No, you talking to me?
No, I said I understand. Liam Paro looked great in that fight.
That's what I said.
He looked great against a Montana Love. That makes a difference who he looked great against. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't dictate what he about to do with a Subriel Matias, who last 5 fighters gave up, literally didn't come back out the corner, and he bodied somebody. Right. So he literally sent somebody to, you know what I mean? That's a whole different type of energy than Montana Love.
We'll see. Listen, only time will tell. This has been a whole year of upsets besides Rolly getting cheated out of his belt. I'm telling you, they cheated Rolly. I'm riding with it. I'm signing the petition. Let's get that in. Anyway,
Rolly out of his dignity.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
You sound like Freakin' right now. I can't ride with that. No, I'm just messing with you. That's my biggest troll of the year. Anyway, no, it's been a lot of crazy upsets this year, and
I
think
think
it's
that
just putting
eclipse
fighters.
and shifted the boxing energy. We're probably gonna see a lot more
Yeah, I
upsets.
just think that fighters are being more aware that they are possibly they have possibilities of losing fights based on their opponent and overlooking their opponents, and I think that's what the case is. Um, I don't know how Sabril walks into the ring, taking his opponents lightly or not, and just think he's just going to get a stoppage or just hurt somebody, and that's it. He sits on his punches. He doesn't really, and I mean not that you can't sit, but I'm saying like he walks and then he stops, flat foot, and then he just starts punching, and then he walks forward and then he sits and he flat footed. He starts punching. He has no like on his toe movement when he's punching and trying to hurt these guys. And if they keep him on his toes, Leopardo keeps him on his toes. It's a long night for Matias. I'm telling you.
Hey, Claymore, can I say something before I go, bro? I appreciate you, man.
100%.
Guys.
Always, definitely.
Two stance, I appreciate you too.
All right.
I want to say it like this, if it's okay with you guys. I really do appreciate what the Sheik is doing. I really do appreciate it. If Deontay Wilder beats Zhang, I hope he does. Then we're gonna have Anderson versus Wilder in that fight August 3rd. And I think that lineup, you could just, I mean, I know a lot of people, some people are hating, some people aren't. It's just, it is what it is. But you can't deny that that's a great card. You know, you got to appreciate that this guy came to America when they were dissing him because he was making fights in Saudi Arabia. And they say, like I said it before, Claymore, they were dissing him because they were saying, we want to see our fights here. Well, now we got fights here. What do you want? You still want more?
Right.
What do you want? Love boxing. Enjoy it like we do. If you're a true boxing fan, don't give a fuck about who it is, who's behind it. At the end of the day, he got Matchroom, PBC, Golden Boy, Top Rank now if Anderson's right there. And he brought all four of those promoters under one banner, and it's going to be a hell of a night. D-Block, D-Town, D-City, D-Ville, Baltimore. Thanks!
Yo, I'm trying to pull up this thing that you sent me, Ray, and I can't do it from.
I mean, you can just say what it is. It's a real report.
Hold on, let me see if I can.
I'm not bugging. Salute, Rachel. Yeah, it's real.
Rachel, salute.
It's real. Like I said,
that's big sis right there. Even though I'm older than her, I don't know. Am I older than you, Rachel? I think I am older.
Oh, don't ask that question. What's wrong with you? You don't know better.
Rachel don't give a damn. She don't give a damn about a damn. I'm
not saying.
But at the end, hold on a second. Let me pull this up here because I am lost. Hold on.
If you can, you can. It's cool. It was just something I thought of.
Right here. Is this it? God, bro. Yeah, this is it. Cool.
What's going on, Rachel?
We cool? Okay, fine. There we go. Because I was freezing up. I can't find it, bro, but I'll read it. Basically, it says right here that that Ryan Garcia weighed 174 pounds on the night of the fight compared to Haney's 162. That's what it says. I was looking for it so I could pull it up.
What's the source?
BoxingNews24.com.
Oh,
They don't like Devin at all. So
yeah, because he didn't even come in at 162. He said he barely made 158.
But do y'all think that Devin he didn't look like he rehydrates like he normally rehydrates?
That's what I
I don't think that got nothing to do with the 3 pounds. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he didn't. He
different.
So he worked on, and Clay put this out there too. He worked on building muscle and power. And what that did was that cut a lot of his fat out. That dropped his body fat percentage. So when his weight cut came, he dehydrated like a raisin. If you notice the first Kambosos fight to the second Kambosos fight, the same thing happened because he wanted that knockout with Kambosos too, and he dehydrated himself to a raisin, looking like a skeleton, right? So when he does stuff like that, that's all muscle you're cutting down on muscle. Like you're making your muscles shrink, which you can't do because you're taking power out of yourself, even though you're trying to develop power, and then you swell back up. You don't swell up the right way. Even putting water back in your body, it doesn't help you. So guess what happens? He ended up just like, you know what I mean, like coming in under what he usually does as a rehydration, and
right.
And you know, not for nothing. 2 cents. Earl did the same thing. He didn't do it right. But I say last week, Kelly, I said if you look at the fight that whole week, right? They were on Monday. They were on the World Trade Center. Devin was normal size. Wednesday, you see the The
media workout.
The media workout, and Devin looked really tiny. Then
He had
he's walking around.
eyes too.
Right. Then he walking around looking like, you know what I mean, Terminator, and he looked tinier. Like every day he was shrinking. And think about it, that was 3 days of weight cut. That was unhealthy.
He had a bad cut. He had a bad cut, and it really
It was
affected
not
him.
good.
No,
And
he had a
then
bad
him
cut.
getting hit in the first round of that fight didn't help that.
Right.
Oh no, it exposed him. Number one, number two, I think it also changed his whole mind about how he was going to approach the fight. I think him getting knocked loose like that early in the fight changed his game plan, changed his mind state, changed his confidence, changed how he was going to approach the rest of that fight. He became very over aggressive. You know what I'm saying? He became very over aggressive, and he fought as if he was trying to prove something rather than fight to try to win the fight. Also, just kind of referring to the weight cut. What Devin's been playing this game for a long time. You guys, 2 Cents and a lot of other people have been calling him out for weight bullying for a long time, for coming in, cutting the weight, and then gaining 20, 25 pounds, the day to fight. That's dangerous. That right there is a very dangerous thing to do, and that just shined light on it for the world to see. That's why there's parts of me that, even though I bring up Ryan Garcia's tactics, I also have no problem congratulating him and giving him respect for the tactics he's used, because he understood that, right? He understood that, look, Devin is going to come in weak because Devin doesn't do good weight cuts. He doesn't belong at 140. You know what I'm saying? He just doesn't belong there. And then you combine the fact where he has smart people on his team who probably like, look at him. This man is deadlifting hundreds of pounds, you know what I'm saying, before getting ready for this fight. He's going to put on muscle. You don't cut muscle. That's just not how it works. You know what I'm saying? So now he's going to have to cut this weight. There's a good chance he's going to have a bad weight cut. Let's take advantage of that. And let's also take advantage of the fact that him and his father are greedy. They're not going to pass up on this fight because we come in here at 143.2. They're going to take this fight. They're going to take this 1.5 million and they're going to fight us. They're not going to force us to lose the weight. They're going to take this opportunity, and they played, and Devin got exposed because of that. So he gets what he gets. But it also doesn't take away from the fact that a rematch makes sense. Maybe not right now. They don't have to rematch right now, even though I think it would work in Ryan's favor if they rematch as soon as possible. Because I think if they meet up at 147, that you're going to have a whole different. I don't care. I just think you're going to have a different Devin Haney in that fight. However,
you'll have a different Ryan too, because he have trouble making the weight too. But eventually, cutting that weight like that is going to catch up to you.
But Ryan's a 147 pounder now, just like Devin is.
And also, I mean, I don't know how many people are actually willing to put hang their hat on the hook of really believing that Ryan Garcia is a better boxer than Devin. I don't think people really believe that.
He's definitely not. No, he's not.
Right. So you put Devin up there to where he's not dealing with weight cut issues. It becomes a way more competitive fight. More than likely, Ryan Garcia is going to be who Ryan Garcia is on that night at 147. You're going to be able to kind of like call what to expect from Ryan Garcia. Devin Haney's not going to be the Devin Haney we saw fight 2 weekends ago against Ryan Garcia when he fights against Ryan Garcia at 147. You're going to see a different Devin Haney, one way or the other, however you want to look at it.
I mean, I think the rematch will happen maybe no time soon because Devin still got the belt. So even without that being said, Clay, Devin's still going to campaign at 140? Like, you think that's smart?
I think
no, I don't think it's smart, but I don't think that necessarily means he's not going to do it. I think he's kind of, if he's still has aspirations of heading into an undisputed type of situation at 140, if he feels like that's something realistic and attainable for him, he probably is going to hang back at 140. And no, I don't think that's a smart thing for him. I think he can do it though. I think Ryan Garcia is a unique, powerful left hook that I don't think everybody in that 140 weight class poses that same threat to Devin Haney. So Devin Haney can hang at 140 and potentially chase undisputed in a realistic way. He did it at 135, and we were watching him look crazy on them scales every fight until he stayed there way too long. But he stayed there and he became undisputed, and he was undefeated there. So at 140 he can do it. But to answer your question, no, I don't think it's a smart move. I want to see him. I'm hoping that he'll go up to 147. That he'll take a chance on himself, because I know it just gets worse as far as the punchers, as far as the threats up there are way worse up there than at 140 for him. Right. But I just don't feel like he's cutting that weight healthy. I don't think Devin Haney's ever been. I think Regis Prograis was one or the closest fight that he ever had to actually being his real self in the ring. Like doing a good weight cut and being strong and feeling good and confident. I feel like what he did against Ryan Garcia was just like PTSD for him. He knew this was a bad weight cut, which is also why I fault him, because I feel like you guys knew he did a bad weight cut. The team knew it. Devin knew he did the bad weight cut. You see Ryan coming at 143.2. You don't even put restrictions on him for the next day to be like, all right, we can do this, but you 10-pound rehydration clause, like, you know what I'm saying? Like something on it to kind of like make sure the next day he has
they couldn't do a rehydration clause.
I mean, I don't know if they pushed for it, but I would have thought that just combining, just from Devin's team, right? From Devin's team, just understanding that we're going to be going against the hardest puncher we've ever fought against. He's coming in 3.5 pounds over the weight limit. We just had a bad weight cut. You know what I'm saying? We're coming in on a bad weight cut. I would have thought they would have did something, a rematch clause, something that they would have added into that renegotiation that would have protected Devin Haney from that worst case scenario that happened on him that night. They did nothing. They still
it seemed bad all around, from the negotiations to the fight. And you would think, like, I would think Bill's smarter than that, but it just seemed like he dropped the ball all the way around on this.
He
like
drank the
their
Kool-Aid.
team dropped the ball all the way around on this, and I still can't really wrap my head around it, to be honest with y'all.
He drank the Kool-Aid. He drank the Kool-Aid, 2 cents. They drank the Kool-Aid. They believed they was going to beat Ryan Garcia no matter what. They didn't care. They didn't need a rematch clause. They believed that they were focused, and they believed Devin was going to beat the shit out of Ryan Garcia no matter what. Because in their mind, they were like, Ryan Garcia is trying to get out of this fight. You know what I'm trying to say? They were like, Ryan Garcia is trying to get out of the fight.
He engaged the fight. Why would you think he's trying to get out of it? I never understood that line of thinking. He came to Devin for the fight. Why would you think he's trying to get out of it? That doesn't make any sense.
Because you got to put it all together, right? Like, it builds up. It's not just one night. When you look at how Ryan Garcia was carrying himself from the beginning of this promotion with the mental health issues, with the New York State Athletic Commission giving him a mental health evaluation, with him just the way he was, it looked like there was a lot of spaces out here that were like, Ryan don't want this fight. Ryan's trying to get out of this fight. Even with them saying, yo, give us $500,000 for every pound that you are over the thing. They were trying to like put some penalty on him because they felt like Ryan was trying to escape the fight. They felt like that, and they showed it by the way they fought the fight. Like, more importantly, the way they fought the fight showed you what they thought about the fight. He was being aggressive. He was chasing Ryan around the ring. He didn't get ready for that left hook. He was doing that bow and arrow jab instead of like, throwing that jab out there and putting up that headphone up to his ear and keeping it next to his ear the whole night and just being ready for that left hook coming across. They were overconfident. There was a complete overconfident team on the Devin Haney side of the conversation that got exposed that night.
Yep. Now, the question is, do you think his chin is sustainable, or do you think it is what it is right now? Because I'm seeing in the chat that people say that he got no chin. I don't think that's the case. I think he's been punched enough times to prove that he has a chin.
You're right, Charles.
I just think the weight cut affected him to the point where, and plus the size difference made a difference with those fights. Now, we can say what we want to say. It is what it is. I can't tell anybody to change their opinion. But if you know what it is, you know what I mean, that makes a difference. Those attributes in a fight like that.
Yeah. I agree with you, man. But 100%, I think the next fight will be different. Do I think Devin will win? I don't know. I'll be honest with you. Ryan also showed a lot of things that I thought were very impressive that night, outside of the weight bullying that anybody wants to say or whatever have you. I also feels like he showed like he's a problem. He's not a YouTuber. He's really that guy. That left hook is nothing to play with. But I 100% believe that it'll be a way more competitive fight. Devin can fight smarter than that, bro. Yeah, the way Devin fought that night, Devin can fight better than that. That's what
I really thought Devin was going to use his footwork. Even though I thought Ryan was going to win, he definitely had a legitimate chance of beating him. I really thought he was going to use his footwork, stay out the way, spin him, turn him. He didn't do none of that. And I'm just like, I don't know why you didn't. And I don't know why people think that Ryan is not a real threat. He's a real threat. And like I said, he's a real boxer. He grew up fighting with these guys. He's not levels below them. He just wasn't as serious as they were, but his skills isn't levels below them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is what I say.
And hold on, and keep in mind that Devin won more rounds than Ryan did. He was winning. He lost where he lost at. When he got clipped, he looked bad. He got his ass whooped. But Devin, you know what I mean? Devin doesn't get knocked down twice. Let's say he only got knocked down once. He wins that fight.
Yeah, he does. Maybe twice.
Any fighter that's mastered the punch you don't see coming is dangerous.
So,
period.
Right. But also, let's look at it this way. You said that his skill set is on par. I don't believe that because, I mean, when Ryan was fighting, even when he was throwing like
wait, I said whose skill set was on par?
Then you said Ryan's skill set is underrated in his own.
No, that's not what I said. I said he's not levels below them.
Okay, well, that's, I think in so many words or less, that's similar statement. But okay, if it's not in your opinion, no worries. We'll keep it moving on that. But I do want to say when he was throwing his combinations, Ryan was flat-footed as hell, and he stood there like he was standing straight up, and he was just throwing punches. He didn't have no bounce in his legs or nothing. That's what actually really makes him dangerous is the fact that he didn't have any bounce or anything in his legs when he was throwing those punches. But at the same time, if he was, you know what I mean, if he knew how to use his weight and bounce down, you know what I mean, getting his crouches and stuff and throw, it's a whole different fighter. You know what I mean? We're talking about somebody that's really dangerous. So, you know, kudos to Ryan on the win. You know what I mean? I take nothing away from him. He won the fight fair and square, you know, in the middle of the ring, like he called for it. And like they said, they were going to meet him. And, you know, we got what we got.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. I'm never going to take anything from Ryan. Try not to take anything, you know what I mean? But I'm also going to try to be as honest as I can about it, just to keep it 100 and say a rematch is not far-fetched. People who feel like, why do we need to see a rematch? We already seen everything we need to see. I don't co-sign that. I don't think so. I don't think we saw the best Devin. I think Devin can be way better than what we saw that night. I think Devin can come in with a way better game plan. Like I said, if Devin doesn't sit on his pockets twice in that fight, he wins that fight, right? And he still didn't fight as well as he should have fought. And Devin doesn't get clipped in the first round. That's what I want to say. If Devin doesn't get clipped in the first round, we might see a different fight from Devin because I believe that him getting clipped.
I think it could turn into a trilogy.
I said the same.
Bradley, there ain't no excuses. Ain't no excuses, man. You know what I'm saying? He got sat down. Charles said he got sat down 5 times. Listen, man, if he doesn't get sat down as many times as he got sat down, I'm saying on the scorecards, and I know people have a hard time wrapping their mind around that, but it's the truth. You know what I mean? It's just the truth. Devin won more rounds. He lost the rounds he got sat down in, and he might have lost like 1 or 2 more rounds. You know what I'm saying? That was a very close fight considering how many times Devin got sat down. It was still a close fight. You know what I'm saying? Right? Devin won more rounds. So he tweaks things. He doesn't get sat down that many times.
It's hard to say something a close fight when you got knocked down 3 times and even a few more times and the ref didn't even count it. So it's kind of hard for people to say it was
but 2 cents, right? Just keeping it real, right? On paper, not forget if you didn't see that fight, right? If you didn't see that fight happen and you just looked at it on paper, that was a close fight.
Some might say Ryan carried Devin.
Maybe, who knows? Like I said, if you watched it on paper, if you looked at it on paper, and you didn't see the fight, you just picked up the paper and saw the score. You just saw the rounds and saw what was happening. You'd be like, damn, this fight was close.
Okay. So here's my question. And I don't want to keep talking about this because this is irrelevant. So if we're saying that those we're going to count those 2 knockdowns that he fell into Ryan and Ryan kind of pushed him down, and we're going to count those, right? Do we count the second knockdown in the Regis fight? Because when I said that, I was literally dismissed that wasn't a knockdown. He pushed him. And he literally clipped Regis. When Regis fell into him, he threw him down.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing. But yeah, everybody
was against the same situation. Why not?
Okay, but everybody was against that. Everybody was like, nah, he knocked him down. He pushed him. He clearly pushed him. You can see he pushed him. So, I mean, I'm just saying. So, if we're going to count it one way, we got to get the man the knockdowns the other way, too.
Yeah, salute Marco Boxing in the building. Salute.
Ron Scott just walked in too, but Ron Scott's in the building.
Oh yeah, salute Ron Scott. It's hard. I mean, just speaking just honestly, you know what I'm saying? And I keep saying it because I know people will always try to find a way to paint it. I saw Devin Haney get his ass whooped the other night. He got his ass whooped. This is a fact. No excuses made in that fight. No excuses made in that fight. But speaking towards the future of them fighting again, do I think Devin Haney can make the adjustments to not only make the fight, well, 100% he can make the adjustments to make the fight more competitive. That's a fact, in my opinion. But can he make the adjustments to win the fight? I think it's very realistic for him to win the fight. Yeah, I think a Devin Haney who's not having a bad weight cut, a Devin Haney who doesn't get clipped like that in the first round, a Devin Haney who doesn't get sat on his ass as many times as he does in his fight, has a good chance of winning it against Ryan Garcia. 100%. But Devin got his ass whooped. Once again, no excuses. Devin got his ass whooped in real life. I saw him. I was there just like with you guys. Look like his jaw got broke. He really got his ass whooped in a real way, in a real life way. That boy got. Listen, I can't emphasize on it anymore. So
here we go with the Theo facts again.
I hear Ross. I mean, not Ross Scott. I see Ross Scott in him. I'm about to pull you in, Ross Scott. I see Bradley like excuses. I'm not making excuses. I'm telling you, the boy got split. He got beat up visually. I watched it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying on paper, if you think about the mistakes that Devin Haney made in that fight, on paper, it was a closer fight than what it looked like, than what you saw. What you saw was a one-sided ass whooping, but he tweaks things and he doesn't get knocked down. He doesn't get clipped in that. What sounds crazy?
On paper, it was a close fight, but what you saw was a one-sided ass whooping.
Right.
It's true. It's true.
So what I'm trying to say, you know what I'm trying to say. I'm not gonna keep doing this. I saw him get his ass whooped, bro. I'm not gonna play that game. I'll watch the fight, but I'm saying round for round, Devin Haney won when he won, and he had a lot of rounds that he won. You know what I'm saying? A lot
of points, right?
Yeah, he won a lot of rounds. My guy Marco Boxing in the building. Marco on fire. I don't know if you guys been following him and see what he's doing over there. Marco found it, and I gotta ask Marco a question about that too, because you caught fire. You changed something. Somebody said something to you, or you were working on something, and you added this new thing now to where you're doing these breakdown of these fights, and you're bringing up all these legendary moments, and you're killing that shit. You're murdering that shit, and your shit just said bang, 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 bang. It looked like the 4th of July. And so you could tell that story when that came up, because that's not what you started off doing when you did it. That is your shit right there. That shit you doing is your shit. You know what I'm saying?
It is on Instagram too.
It's
crazy.
It's called Finding My Voice, but weirdly enough, only Instagram is where I'm a certified viral. Like I'm getting millions of views every week, millions on Instagram. I wish it paid, but whatever.
That's another conversation.
Yeah, I found my voice, but like when you said that's not how I started, how do you remember me starting?
I remember you doing like interviews and you were just way more it was way more journalistic type, like journalists, like you were just talking to boxers. It was good. I've been on you since day one. I've been a fan from day one. But that thing you're doing right now on Instagram, first of all, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, because you're such a laid back person, just the regular Marco boxing, you're so laid back. You just chill. You just kind of like drop. But when you get in that zone, that motherfucker turn green. Like it get crazy, bro. Like who's this dude? Yeah, it's amazing. I appreciate it. I gotta give you too much love for it. It's that good.
Hey, can I say something about this guy's video?
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Let me salute and bring you in, Ross Scott. You know I like to do my thing. Salute to Ross Scott. All right. What's up, Ross? What's good?
Hey, I got a question for what's his name? Marco?
Yep.
Marco Boxing, yes, sir.
Salute, Marco. Hey, is that your videos? I see them sometimes. Do you say those things just to get like more views, like saying this person is the most defensive fighter, or this person is the most elusive fighter? Because a lot of the videos you say it, but those fighters don't be that. They don't be that.
You kind of yes and no. Like, yeah, of course you got to make things. You got to present it on a grander scale, put it on a gold platter. So partially, but a lot of times if you listen to the wording, I'll say one of the greatest, one of the most. I very rarely say the best because, they're not. Like, I did a video on Sean Porter saying he was one of the best pressure fighters, and I believe he's one of the best in history. I'm not saying he is the best because he's not, but he's one of the best. So, yeah. And in terms of what you said, Claymore, about me, like I heard that a lot. Like, how I would sleep all day if I had that much energy all the time. If I'm just like, yeah, what the fuck's going on? Yeah. My wife looks at me when I finish recording, and she's like, "I'm like, what do you want me to do?" But it's authentic. Like I really love the topic. I love what I'm talking about. It's real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you get busy, man. I was like, when I saw that, you know what I mean? Because I've been rocking with you for a minute, and I've had plenty of conversations with you through like Blue Bloods channel, and you know what I'm saying? I built like kind of like this rapport with you, you know what I'm saying? So where I could say, if somebody asked me about Marco boxing, I feel like I could speak a little on him, like, oh no, he a cool dude, he laid back. If I was to describe who you are, when they see that video, they'll be like, bro, you don't know this dude, bro. That dude is nothing like that. Have you seen his video? This is not that guy you're talking about. Who are you talking about?
I'll tell you though, in the ring, that's what I was like. Life's about balance. You know what I mean? And I think all those of us who have a balance in life fare the best.
Yeah, man. For sure,
What's up,
sure,
Cheese? Man. What's up, Cheese? What's going on, my man?
Videos over here too, for sure, Charles. Yeah, I'm planning on doing that too. I think I'm gonna be looking fake as hell. I'm be like, yo, I'm not gonna even do it. I gotta do me, bro. I gotta let Marco do him.
You know what? Claymore, you got to find your voice. Whatever. When you're passionate about something, and when it fits who you are, people just smell it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
I'm finding it. I think I've been doing this right now for about a little less than a year now. You know what I'm saying? And I've probably been doing seriously for like 4 months. You know what I'm saying? Like seriously doing it, like believing it. Like I was having fun at time, but really blew you guys having conversations with you guys kind of gave me a lot of confidence, like to do it myself.
I started doing interviews, and one of the things I didn't like is I didn't like being so dependent on other people, on the interviewees. You know what I mean? I didn't like, you know how it is. Like they don't show up half the time, they're late, whatever. I want to offer my opinion, my perspective, and if people like it, cool. I don't want to have to rely on other people's stuff. So that's why I kind of also veered away from doing that many interviews. I still do them, but it's not my meat and potatoes.
Right. No, yeah.
I understand. And like you said, everything is a subjective point. Like you can make your points and get it across, you know what I mean, and entertain people, whether they agree or not. Like I like the Hagler tape you did. That was great.
Which one?
The Hagler one, yeah, that was one of my favorite.
Oh, thank you. I don't remember which one you're talking about. Did I do just the Hagler one? I do so many.
There was Hagler. It wasn't Four Kings. It was Hagler, and I think it was just Hagler. You did. I think you did a Hagler one with. Was he the might have been Hagler Hearns, maybe Hagler Hearns, or something. Maybe even Four Kings. But it was the way you had approached the Hagler content was really good.
Thank you.
I was like, that's really dope because a lot of people don't know much about Hagler because of who he was and him not being the branded name besides him being the right guard guy. You know what I mean? They really don't know him like that. So, I thought you like to me. I always said, and anybody from my era can attest to this. I thought Mr. T was based off of Hagler. Believe it or not.
I did Hagler for sure. Maybe that's it.
I literally said that. I said I think Clubber Lang was based off of Hagler. That style he came into the ring with.
But Hagler had that quiet assassin shit going on where Hearns would Mr. T would talk a lot.
Yeah, no. Aside from that, you know what I mean. But I'm talking about just the like the aggression that they showed. It was just like to me that was just Hagler all the way. You know what I mean?
There was a light heavyweight fighter back in the days that had an attitude like that. His name was Harold Johnson, and he was knocking motherfuckers smooth out.
Right.
Never heard of him. What? When did he fight? What decade?
He fought in the era of Ezra Charles and all of them. He was a straight up knockout artist.
Okay. So
I think he has some notable wins, surprisingly wins at a lot of people. I think he has a couple of wins over shit. I can't remember, but he has some big wins over some Hall of Famers. But I think, unfortunately, all of his losses might have been by KO. I'm not sure, but he was like that, like Hagler, real quiet, buff but muscular for no reason, and was just knocking
Harold
the
Johnson.
motherfucker smooth out.
Oh, I think you're talking.
His name was Harold Johnson.
Right, and the
I see
thing
him. I
that
got him.
the thing that popped out, I think, what you're talking about before the video when Hagler, it was Hagler Hearns you were talking about, because I remember the look he gave Hearns at the end of the first round. I think I was commenting on that too.
Yeah.
Hagler was just such a fucking beast, man.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
Harold Johnson. Yeah, I never heard of him. Wow.
Yeah, that's a bad motherfucker right there.
Yeah, I never heard of him, bro.
What's his record?
I don't remember his record, but he got some cold fucking knockout. Yeah. Do a video on him. The most dangerous fighter you never heard of. Harold Johnson. 25 knockouts.
So he's giving you homework. He's giving you homework right now, Marco. He's giving you homework.
I might do it.
11 losses, 32 knockouts.
The thing is, for me, if I don't know them, it's hard for me to get like passionate about it because I don't know who this guy is. But I could watch some videos. Maybe I will do it. Yeah.
He was a tough dude. He's a tough dude. He got, like I said, if you go on his record, he got some notable wins, but he got some notable losses too.
Who did he beat? Who's the most famous fighter he beat?
I can't remember, man, because I'd have to. I don't really go on BoxRec. I gotta. My brain is.
Damn, he's the Hall of Fame, huh?
When you said all of his losses was by knockout, I thought his record was going to be like 10-32 or something crazy.
No. Like some of his big losses, they were like by some like nasty knockouts. Like he lost to Archie Moore.
Damn. He's breaking egg though, huh? 32
He beat Ezra Charles. I think he beat Ezra Charles.
Yeah, Ezra Charles. I just watched that one. Yeah.
Damn,
yeah. He fought Bob Satterfield. That was a close fight. I think he fought Bob Satterfield.
I think Ezra Charles has to be the biggest one. That's former heavyweight champ of the world.
Yeah, and I think he fought Archie Moore like 3 or 4 times.
Yo, isn't that crazy? We can't get these dudes at 140 to fight once. Back then, they're fighting 5 times.
Go back to that
exactly.
Other
Talk about it, Mark.
Isn't that
Talk
crazy?
Go back to that other screen. Look who they have in comparison to him.
I think Harold Johnson has 1 win out of 4 fights over Archie Moore, something like that. Something crazy. I know they fought like 3 or 4 times.
See right there on the right.
He beat Archie Moore once by unanimous decision.
Next. Look, who they put next to him? Look.
But Archie Moore, I think, knocked him out. If you Google it, I think Archie Moore knocked him out in one of those fights.
Archie Moore,
tough dude,
has one of the highest knockout percentages in history.
Oh yeah, I think he's the best light heavyweight. I think he's the best light heavyweight ever.
He was fighting well into his 40s successfully, which was back then was unheard of.
Yeah.
So
almost,
Marco,
go ahead.
What's up, Gimli?
Well, actually, I was going to segue because I wanted to get Marco's perspective on what he thought about Virgil Ortiz's performance the other night and what that means to him as far as what we should expect to see August 3rd against Tim Zoot. Has that swayed you, like seeing him in these 2 fights that he's had, coming back from his hiatus he had from the issues he was having? What does that mean anything to you going to a fight with Tim Zoot, or do you think he just what do you think? Has he not shown you enough?
The fight didn't really show us anything we haven't seen 20 times before that, right? But I guess it is solidifying that the 2 years weren't a detriment, that he still got it. I was doing a live watching that, playing that fight with my, my viewers or whatever. And when the punch landed, it landed on the dude's belt line and it looked like it hit him in the hip, right? Below his belt line, excuse me. And it looked like it hit him in the hip. So I slowed it down. I froze it. Then I saw upon a replay, the dude had his belt, his trunks all the way up. So the punch legit hit him in the body. But at first I'm like, how's he dropping dudes in the hip? How hard does he hit?
Right.
In terms of Tim Tszyu, they're both very similar fighters. People don't give Tim Tszyu the credit for being a counter puncher, having phenomenal punch placement. They don't give him that credit, and he has it. And his, besides the fact that I'm biased because I used to watch his father just knock blocks off, but whatever. But I think I would have to lean towards Vergil Ortiz. He's the harder puncher, as his knockouts show, and I think he might be the smarter puncher and fighter between the two. And I think he definitely might have the better defense. So I'm going to lean towards Vergil, but not. I'm by no means mad confident about that. Like I could see Tszyu beating him too.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's a real good assessment.
Thank
you. I respect that. You know, I got Tszyu. Hey, Rosclot, do not block people for that. Don't.
I know. I was kidding.
I know you're
I'm
messing
kidding.
around. I'm just messing with you. Yeah, no, I thought Tim Tszyu just was a little bit more active, and I think he it's a little bit more pressure than because you know I think Ortiz is more of a counter, like he likes a little bit more sitting on the counter. I think Tim Tszyu doesn't just sit on the counter. I think he actually applies pressure as well, and he, like you said, the punch placement is a little bit better in my opinion. I think he walks away, especially being at the division longer. It just depends if we get 150, 154 weigh-in Virgil Ortiz, or do we get 156 weigh-in Virgil Ortiz? That's the
what card is this? This is on a card that has mad good fights, right? When is
this is August 3rd. This is the Turkey Al-Sheikh card with Terrence Crawford, with Rayo versus Isaac Cruz. With by the way, we can segue into that. I mean, clearly it doesn't seem like you're really all the way familiar with that card all the way, but
I
forgot. Okay, cool. Okay, awesome. So what do you think about this Turkey Al-Sheikh, this card he's bringing to America and Los Angeles? Mm-hmm.
Can you remind me who are the is that the one with Wilder and Zhang, or who's on that? No.
Let me add to that card as well. So first of all, we have the headliner, which is Terrence Crawford and Ismail Madrimov, right, for the WBA.
Not crazy about that, but okay.
Fight, and also a WBO interim unification that's going to be involved in that.
Mm-hmm.
Co-headlining, we have Virgil Ortiz and Tim Tszyu.
Love that fight.
We have Rayo Valenzuela versus Isaac Cruz. They're gonna be punching the crap out of each other, Marco. They're gonna be punching living crap out of each other.
I know, but
okay. So then we have who else is on that card? We have David Morrell, who's gonna be fighting on that card for a WBA interim title. I don't remember the guy's name who he's fighting, some Russian guy, like a 3-syllable last name. And then you got supposedly you got Jared Anderson and Deontay Wilder that's lined up to fight if Deontay gets through Zhang Zhang.
Wait, when is this card?
August 3rd.
When is he fighting Zhang?
Wow.
June 1st.
Nah. 2 months?
Yeah, that's a good fight. That's a good fight.
No, it's a great fight, but I don't. If I'm Jared Anderson, I stay far away from that fight. What do you gain by fighting somebody who could end your career in one punch? It doesn't even have a belt. What do you gain?
Right.
What?
Right. What I tell you, Clay. What I tell you.
I agree with Marco.
You disagree with Clay, and I agree with that.
Why would you do that?
Wilder might lay that fool out if they fight.
I told you.
He might. But he also, he looked like shit his last fight, like awful.
He probably doing it because Turkey probably giving him the bag, bro.
Yo, I told you that's the next Michael Grant, bro. I'm telling you.
Who?
Watch when he get to an elite fighter. Yeah, when he get to an elite heavyweight,
hit him with a Michael
bro.
Grant.
When he get to an elite heavyweight, he gonna see.
I like Michael Grant. So I've interviewed him. He's mad cool.
Hey Ray, that's funny.
But what happened to him after Lennox Lewis got his paws on him? He said he wasn't ready. He told him he wasn't ready.
But to his defense, Lennox Lewis touched up many people like that.
He said he wasn't ready. And what happened after that fight?
He told me something about that fight when I interviewed him. I forgot.
The fight after Lennox Lewis, what happened? The next fight,
man.
Okay, so what's the other fights? I don't think that Wilder fight's happening. It's too early.
Yeah, that one.
I don't think the water fight's gonna happen either.
Isn't Ruiz fighting somebody? Andy Ruiz?
Oh yeah, and Andy Ruiz and Jarrell Big Baby Miller. Big Baby Miller.
He's fighting Jarrell Big Miller.
You don't want to see that?
How they gonna have both big babies
I guess
on the same
I'm the
card,
only
bro?
one. Huh?
No, you're not the only one. I want to see it too.
I don't want to see
I
that.
don't know. I think the card's a great card. You don't want to see Andy Ruiz and Jarrell Big Baby Miller get at it?
It's a good card to me too.
Big Baby Miller has all the talent in the world, but he just his mental is just not there. Never has been. That's the problem. And so I don't want to see it. No, because I don't think I think it's going to end up being a disappointment somehow because of him. Either he doesn't fight, he doesn't try, he whatever. He fouls something. So I'm not.
The problem is the steroid abuse. That's the problem.
Right. Car salesman and the Cobra Clutch or something crazy like that.
So wait. That being said, Marco. You don't sound so excited about Turkey. How do you feel about the Turkey coming to America, putting together? Like, what do you expect? Like, do you have any expectations of what this means for boxing?
I love anything the Turkey's doing because he's getting today's A-side diva behavior. He's putting that on the shelf, and we're actually going to get some fights now because people are getting their ridiculous demands satisfied now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy about that, but some of these, most of these fights are kind of one-sided. You know, I think Andy Ruiz is going to destroy Big Baby Miller. I think.
I said that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, and Ruiz is a former heavyweight champion. Why is he fighting this guy? Like, no disrespect.
Turkey's why it's happening. I'll be real with you.
But he's trying to build his career. He's trying to get a belt. Like, fight some.
Let's look at it from this perspective. Andy hasn't fought in how long? When was the last fight Andy had? It was Joel Ortiz?
It was Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz.
I said Joel, sorry.
And he looked good.
That was like what, 2.5 years ago? What?
2 years ago.
Right?
That was long ago? Yeah, it's 2022.
Yeah, that was a real long time ago, man.
And he looked like shit against Chris Areola, but people seem to forget that shit.
No, you're right. He got dropped too. Matter of fact, he got dropped. Yeah.
So, this fight kind of makes sense a little bit for Andy a little bit. And Jarrell, obviously, any kind of fight he can get where he can get some money makes sense for him because, shout out to Jarrell Big Baby Miller. But
you know what it is? He talks all that shit, but then he doesn't try. If he tried his heart out, I would respect him, but he feels like he doesn't try sometimes.
But he's only lost one fight.
Right, but he was on board for possibly becoming the heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah, he dropped that ball. He
drops the ball. And and normally I don't criticize fighters, but when you make decisions like that, it's like, how do you know what I'm saying? And I'm from New York, like he's from my backyard. I want him to succeed, but
Right. I think it's still an interesting fight. I think we got two guys who are going to stand toe to toe. They're going to box. Andy's is going to trade. Jarrell only has one way of fighting, which is coming forward. I think it's going to be an exciting fight to watch. I think we're going to just watch two punch the crap out of each other. And the same way I feel about Isak and Ryo.
Isak and Clay.
Hey, Clay. Also, the build-up. The build-up is going to be hilarious.
Oh, yeah. They're going to be talking stupid. Especially Big Baby Miller is just going to bring that. He brings that energy. He's going to bring that energy. He bring that Brooklyn to the conversation. You know what I'm saying?
He brings something.
He brings
I
something,
think the
right?
fight I like the most is Ryo and Pitbull. Yeah, I think I like that fight the best.
That'll be fun. But I think Ortiz and Zoo to me by far is the most exciting.
Yeah, I think Ortiz and Zoo is the most interesting. It's the most interesting because I think at the end of the day, you can't help but just have some questions in your back of your mind. Let's lay down some of the variables. Number one, Ortiz hasn't hit 154 yet. He hasn't competed and made the weight of 154 yet. Now, he's contracted. Shout out to I can't remember who told me that, but I knew that already. That he was contracted to fight a catchweight fight, but still he hasn't competed at 154 yet. We're talking about somebody who literally almost lost his career because of weight cut issues of making weight. So to see him fight at 154, there's going to be some questions there. He hasn't gotten a lot of rounds in. He's gotten 2 rounds in since then. He knocked this guy in the first round. The guy before, which was a weird stoppage in my opinion against a Lawson guy, whatever his name was. That was a weird stoppage for me. But regardless, he got a stoppage. He hasn't gotten that many rounds in. We're talking about a Tim Tszyu who's been one of the most active boxers in boxing in the past year and a half, right? Super active. Say what you want about his performance against Sebastian Fundora. He showed the spirit of a warrior. Some people felt like he won the fight, believe it or not. People felt like, you know what I'm saying? Some people thought he won the fight. He was.
I don't take away anything from him losing that fight because the dude couldn't see like for most of the fight, and he still almost won.
Right. So he's coming back for redemption. This is a should be a very motivated Tim Tszyu and a very motivated Vergil Ortiz, being that the winner of this fight have activated the mandatory to fight the winner between Terrence Crawford and Ismail Madrimov, which most people are going to think Terrence Crawford, right? So there's a lot on the line. They're going to be fighting their hearts out. They're going to be fighting for everything. So
yeah, hopefully Crawford wins. Hopefully Crawford wins. Hopefully it's a fun fight to watch. I mean, this guy is like kind of like a Triple G kind of fighter, right? Similar.
That's what they're calling him. They call him Triple G 2.0. That's what they're calling him.
But 2.0 is usually supposed to be an updated version of something, right? This is more like Triple G 0.02. You know what I mean? Like he's not better than.
As far as proven, right? As far as proven, I agree with you. He's not. I mean, some people might say he's not proven. He's got 10 fights. You know what I mean? 1 no contest or a draw and 7 knockouts. So
Yeah, but Triple G is literally one of the greatest middleweights in history. So people need to chill with the 2.0.
Right.
Who is Triple G?
That's what he said. Triple G.
Yep. I think
get him, Ross.
Shout out to Marco for that bullshit.
Why he got bullshit?
Shout out to you, man. Shout out. Hey, it is what it is, man.
Yeah, I mean it's subjective, but that's definitely what I think.
I love my panel, bro. The best one.
I need that video there, Marco. I need that video. Triple G, one of the greatest Ukrainian boxers of all time.
I don't talk like that, but I'll do my best.
Triple G,
I need that, Marco.
He's one of the greatest ducks of all time.
I think if he had got that first victory against Canelo, I think we'd have had a whole different conversation.
I thought
he beat Canelo. He beat Canelo.
I think we'll have a whole different conversation.
Definitely beat Canelo.
That whole career would be different right now.
Yep.
That first fight,
not really, guys, because we all know he beat Canelo. Like, it doesn't change.
Yeah, he won. He won that fight.
Like,
but then Canelo Alvaroids was on roids in the rematch.
Alvaroids.
It was a steak, Ross Scott. It was a damn steak, bro.
And if y'all watch the second fight closely, Triple G won that one too.
Nah, I thought he lost that one.
He landed more punches.
It was a closer fight.
I think the second one was a closer fight where it can go either way. I think the first one he won. That's how I feel like. The first one I feel like he just won that one.
Wasn't Canelo walking him down though?
You guys got to watch it again. I knew someone's gonna say that. He was walking them down, but my man was landing 3 shots to 1. How do you win that fight?
I gotta watch it again to talk.
He landed 3 shots to 1.
I don't remember.
Right.
I don't think
you could be the aggressor and still lose.
Ain't no Triple G fans up here, bro. I don't think it's working.
I thought the same thing with Kovalev and Ward. I thought Kovalev beat Ward the first time, but
that was easy. Kovalev won that one for sure.
But definitely lost the second one.
Yeah.
My question is, did Triple G duck Winky Wright?
Why would he dunk Winky Wright? Winky Wright was past his prime and washed up.
Yeah, it was not a true 165.
I don't know, man. He didn't want the Winky Wright fight.
I wish that fight would have happened. He would have beat the fuck out of Winky Wright.
You crazy? I don't think so.
That high guard wasn't gonna do shit. He was too old.
Yeah, I agree.
Man. Okay, listen.
I think he was too strong.
I don't know, man.
Did y'all see Winky Wright's last fight?
I don't care about his last fight.
Again, go to YouTube and watch it.
Fight Charlo, man. That's who he's supposed to fight. Charlo.
Frequent trolling now. Charlo.
All right, hold on, guys. Wait. Let me try to steer the conversation because Marco's just in here, and I like to take advantage when he's here. You know what I'm saying? I like while he's here. I gotta get at him.
For sure.
Marco disappeared. Marco just trust me. He just won't be there. You be like Marco.
Yeah, I gotta go soon. Actually, you're right. But
no, I already know. That's why we're gonna take him. I already know. So okay, we talked about the Vergil Ortiz and how we felt about going into that fight. How do you feel about Canelo and Munguia going into this? I know, don't just give me who you think is gonna win, because I'm pretty sure we all on the same page about who we think is gonna win. But I really would like you to like tap into how could you see Munguia doing this? What does Munguia have to do to get this against Canelo?
You mean the Mexican guy that Canelo's fighting, that he said he would never fight again? You mean that guy?
Talk to him. Talk to him, Marco. Talk to him.
Or
El Raza, he would never do it.
The Mexican guy that Canelo said that he's fighting in his interview when he said he's fighting an American next? That guy?
That same one. That one. That guy.
You mean the guy who's not last name Benavidez? That guy?
Definitely that guy. Definitely that guy. That's definitely the guy we're talking about.
I mean, I probably couldn't care less about a fight. This ranks very high on I don't give a shit what happens in that fight. I'd like Canelo to lose just because he's ducking Benavidez. And then, you know me, I don't get into all this ducking. I don't criticize fighters, but this is one of the most blatant cases of avoidance in boxing like we've seen in so long. You know, and why it's bad. I tell people, like, people say, well, you know, Sugar Ray Leonard duck Aaron Pryor. Okay. But Sugar Ray Leonard fought Hagler, Hearns, and Duran. That's what makes it so bad. Canelo just has Pryor, and he doesn't want to fight Pryor. And that's what makes it so shitty.
Marco.
What?
Can I ask you why Benavidez, and I'm not disagreeing with you, but can I ask you why Benavidez is not advocating, like invoking his mandatory spot?
Well, I've been on a couple calls with Jose Suleiman, and also when I'm co-hosting the Boxing Voice, and we've talked to him, and he's trying, but what it comes down to is they are not going to strip Canelo because their sanctioning fees for Canelo fights are far and beyond anything Benavidez or anybody would ever give them. So this is not going to happen. They're going to do whatever they can do, and not to mention probably the Mexican, the hometown favoritism that they have with Canelo just being Mexican, being that Suleiman's also Mexican. That's why Benavidez probably has. But when I heard Jose Suleiman answer questions, he was a real politician. You know, he was going in circles and saying this and that. And Benavidez has done everything he can do. But it comes down to if Canelo doesn't want to fight him, it's not going to happen. Nobody can make him. Nobody can make him.
Right. It comes down to Mauricio saying, I gave him the franchise belt. He can do whatever he wants.
He's not going to make him fight him because it's just money.
Right.
Like, they're a business, just like, you know, they need to make money. And losing Canelo as a champion is one of the stupidest things you could do because he's the highest grossing fighter in boxing right now.
Correct. I said that too.
Yeah. So, you know, what are you going to do?
So we're on the same page, Marco. We're both rooting for Munguia. We're rooting for Munguia, right? Well, I mean, I don't think he's going to win, but same thing, Ross, right?
I'm rooting for Canelo. I need to see this fight. I need him to move up to light heavyweight and go for greatness. Drop those belts.
He's gonna let you down. When he wins this fight, if he wins this fight, he probably gonna win this fight. When he wins this fight, he's gonna piss you off because he's not gonna do nothing you want him to do. That's one thing for sure. I can guarantee.
He's gonna fight Berlanga next, Ray. He gonna play.
I'm gonna tell you exactly what he's gonna do. He's gonna fight fucking Berlanga. He's gonna put a fight up with Berlanga.
Berlanga is the mandatory for the WBA. I don't know if you guys know that.
Yes, I do. I have to know that.
Don't get me started. WBA. I thought what's name was the WBA
because he has the interim WBA. No. The WBO is what you mean, right?
Right.
WBO.
Right. That was what I said. I thought.
David Morrell has the WBA.
Yeah, David Morrell had the WBA. Okay.
But I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be Edgar Berlanga. He's fighting Edgar Berlanga next if he wins this fight, and he's gonna piss you off because nobody. I want to see Jaime Munguia before I want to see Berlanga fight.
That might be a fight he can lose.
I thought Charlo was next. Clay, I thought Charlo was supposed to be up next to fight.
Listen, they already said they can't afford to pay Charlo to fight Canelo, man.
Nah. Hold on. Listen. Marco about to leave. I need to hold on. I gotta keep hitting him up until you leave. He's gonna leave in a minute. So we're all going for Jaime Munguia to win that fight. Mm-hmm. Now, Shakur Stevenson getting that Tank, saying he wants that smoke with Tank. Tank has a fight lined up with Frank Martin on June 15th, and we also have Shakur Stevenson who's lined up to fight July 6th. Now, in your opinion, after this, well, first of all, are we on the same page that we think that Tank's going to beat Frank Martin, or how do you feel about that fight? Is that a 50?
Yeah.
You think he'll beat him, right?
I do. I think Frank, though, has a better chance than I initially anticipated, but because I've watched a little bit more of him lately to kind of get myself, familiar with him. Very fast, very good. He has that Ryan Garcia thing, but he pulls the trigger very quickly as fighters are trying to hit him. So it's not really countering. He's kind of catching him coming in. So he's good at that. And that's why he gets some knockouts, I think. It's not his power. It's his punch placement, his timing. He's hitting dudes who are not seeing it coming because they're throwing their own punches. So, but Tank has a pretty good chin, doesn't he?
Yes. He got a big head. That's why they call him Tank, because that head.
So I think Martin might tag Tank up, but I think eventually he's going to get clipped, and he'll probably be stopped for 3-4 seconds maybe.
As far as the next fight, as far as the next fight is concerned, not to look past Frank Martin, we definitely don't want to do that. But as far as the next fight is concerned for Tank, this is Tank said he has about 6 to 7 fight card, a 6 to 7 fight deal in front of him, and he says that Shakur is definitely on his hit list. Who's the next fight for Tank after this fight, you think?
I mean, Shakur.
It will be Shakur, right?
He doesn't want to go up. Tank. I mean, I've interviewed his coaches, and they all say the same thing. He could still make 130 probably, let alone, the 135. So 140 is out of the question. So I don't think he's rematching Garcia. I don't think he's going to fight Haney. I don't even think he's going to fight Tio. Tio might be the only dude to come down and be like, fuck it, I'll go down at 135 and fight Tank. I'd love to see Tio versus Tank. I think that would be one of the most explosive fights we've seen in many years if they fight.
Right. I agree.
Shakur, I mean, maybe Loma, especially if Loma whoops Kambosos. But it's hard to tell.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with your whole take on that for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. All right, man. That's all my questions I have. You know what I'm saying? We could build now. Marco could leave whenever he feels like it. We can hang out the rest of the time.
I got to jump off. So it was good talking to you guys. Maybe I'll jump in tomorrow if you're around.
Yeah, man. I know I got you on Instagram. How did I send you a link before? Did I do it through your email? Or did I do it through Instagram?
I think.
Okay.
IG, I'm pretty sure.
I'll send you the link. So
you might have my email too. I don't really remember. Whatever you got, use. Yeah.
Bro, I got something. I just gotta look for it. It's either Instagram or I know I got your Instagram link for sure. I just don't know if I got your email.
Salute, Marco. Nice talking to you, bro.
Yeah, you guys too, man. Appreciate you guys. We'll talk to you guys later.
Marco, for sure.
All right, peace.
Peace. Yeah, guys. We building on that, man. And Roscoe, I didn't get your or Frequent. You guys went up here to talk about Floyd and I don't know if you guys want to get into the movies, to the drama about Floyd being held in this.
For me, no, I don't care about that. I do want to talk. I do want to talk about what you call it though, the Ortiz, Virgil Ortiz, real quick.
Okay, let's talk about it.
I think. To me, he should have got a better opponent this weekend to prepare him for Tim Tszyu. Now, this is probably the perfect timing for Ortiz to fight Tim Tszyu because he coming off that bad cut and just the fight was so hard for Tim Tszyu. But that fight, I mean, the punch, that was a garbage body shot. They're friends, so he was just there to get the homie some money, but to me, that's not enough. I think Tim Tszyu is going to beat him, personally.
Yeah,
I think I'm
with Tim Tszyu. I'm with Tim Tszyu winning too, man. I don't think he got the rounds in. I don't think, like I said, him not making 154 yet. That's going to be a new spot for him where Tim Tszyu lives. I think the rounds are just going to be, you know how I kind of picture it, like the Edgar Berlanga situation a little bit, just a little tiny bit, just to say that Edgar kind of started his career off with what did he go up to, like 16-0 or 17? I don't know what the number was, or 15-0 before he actually where he knocked everybody out in the first round, and he just didn't get those rounds in. And then once he got that guy who just wasn't going to go away in the first round, he really had issues. I don't think it's exactly the same because I think Virgil Ortiz is a more tenured, you know what I mean, fighter. But ultimately, I think the rounds he didn't get in are going to cost him against Tim Tszyu on that
So
night.
how
And I
y'all
do
saying y'all saying y'all see Tim Tszyu winning though? How do y'all see Tim Tszyu winning? Like by knockout or by
I think it's going 12.
Yeah, I think it goes 12.
I think it's going 12 for me.
I think Virgil got the heart of a lion, bro. I think Virgil's gonna fight his ass off. Virgil's gonna win rounds. You know what I'm saying?
I think Tim stops.
You think Virgil gonna put him to sleep? Okay.
And I got Tim by stoppage.
Okay. Oh, Rollo says Tim is going to sleep. All right.
Listen, I'm not. Now I know it's not happening because Rollo and frequently agreeing on the loss.
Right.
Tim
Right.
by
Wait,
stoppage,
HLD says he had issues with the same guy Crawford had issues with. Who did? Tim did? Or you talking? No, you're not talking about Tim. You talking about Virgil?
Virgil.
Yeah, Mean Machine. Mean Machine gave him trouble.
Oh, okay.
He dropped Bud actually.
Oh,
yeah, Mean Machine did. Yeah,
the one that didn't happen. But yeah, it's 1 o'clock. Play.
All right.
I gotta get.
And what's gonna happen?
Yeah. I'm about to close it up, huh?
I was just gonna say, what if the game plan for Tim Tszyu is to go for them kidneys, because that sickness that he had, that affects your kidneys. If I was a trainer, I have Tim Tszyu straight go for them kidneys, get his ass up out of there.
What if Vergil Ortiz start throwing that overhand right and split that wig again?
Okay. He ain't gonna do that.
He needs to get his wig split.
You gotta push him to the top of the head.
I don't think that cut's gonna be a factor like that.
Listen.
I don't think that cut's gonna be a factor like that.
Because
that's why I said overhand right.
I look. I think the aggressor would be Ortiz in this fight, but I think the pressure fighter. It's weird to say both because it is two different things, but similar. But the same. I think the pressure will come from Tim Tszyu. The reason why I say that because I think Tim Tszyu he puts together his punches better. I definitely see him stopping him because when you got the aggressiveness of a fighter, especially if he feels that he's losing or his corner tells him it's a tough fight, or they get hit with something that just they don't like getting hit with, they get more aggressive. We just seen that happen. Clay was touching base on it. And once that happens, that takes you off the game plan. Then you're not listening to your coaches. Then you're not listening to your trainer. And you're walking into stuff. You know what I mean? And then that's what Tszyu takes control of the fight at that point. Tim wins.
I thought Vergil Ortiz was the pressure fighter.
They both are, but they both counterpunchers too. Also, because they both like they have similar style. I think Virgil is more of a like high guard walk in, and I think Tim Tszyu is more of a like I'm walking around, I'm seeing what you got. I put my guard down. I'm coming in, and I'm gonna find the opening, and I'm going to attack that opening. So I think he places better with the punches. It is what it is, man. We'll see what happens. You know what I mean? I'm calling it stoppage after the 8th round.
All right, man.
Guys,
all right, man. Salute y'all. I'm gonna go out. And Ryan Garcia is still a non-binary chump. He's a gender. He doesn't know what gender he is right now. Salute y'all.
Yeah, you're a Kardashian. That's why.
Salute to everybody in the building. Salute to Charles Edward G. Charles, did you see what I did? What I did, Charles? I hooked up 2 cents. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, we'll talk about it another time. I'm so tired. I don't even feel like getting into it. But yeah, man. Shout out 2 cents. Boxing, you guys follow her channel. You know what I mean? She's a female in the space where it's not, you know what I mean? There's only a handful of females really doing it on that level, and she really does it at a high level. So shout out to 2 cents, man. Definitely want to support her channel. Doing great things. Shout out to everybody who came in the building tonight, man. We had a decent little night, good conversations. Link back up tomorrow night, same bat channel, same bat time, same bat place. I'll see you guys then. I don't know if you want to close out or say anything, Ray.
Not really. I'm just reading Rick Tim. Rick Tim. So I'm gonna say salute to the chat. Peace out. Cheese, respect. For real. Bring the flyer. You know what it is. Like, go.
Yeah. They hate when you elevate. You're stacking up losses, I'm handing them out, yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly, I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. Yeah, they hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate, yeah. I had to elevate. I'm way too fly. Yeah, I'm feeling myself. Ain't no chance I'm coming down, no. Got a soul view to myself, yeah. Why would I give it up? Why do they wanna come take my place? I work too hard for it, don't need a replacement. This my vocation. Now I got rollies all in rotation. Hop on the jet just to take a vacation. Remember the moments was trapped in the basement. Now the hard work is all taking me places. Water no blood like we trapped in the matrix. Bet on myself and go ball out in Vegas. Living a life like I'm rich and I'm famous. Don't see the grind that I know that it came with. I ain't make it this far for myself, yeah. I had to prove to everybody else, I had to set them straight, yeah. I had to ball, so I had to renovate, I know. They hate when you elevate. You're stacking up losses, I'm handing them out, yeah. I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly, I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight.